What's up, guys? Welcome to Dat Wrasslin podcast, episode 3. It's your boy Soulamazin here with Sheepshifter, Streetkilln, and of course, Benjamin Rivers, last but not least. What's up, guys? It's going quite swell. Welcome to the podcast, Pikachu. Welcome, Goat Jacks. Thank you guys for coming through. Yeah, we're gonna start with Fast Lane. A little bit of a pay-per-view we had. So starting out, who actually watched the entire pre-show to Fastlane? Anybody? I did as well. I love the pre-shows. They're pretty good. I was especially excited about. Did you see the pre-show match, Street? I was pretty excited about this match. So we had Mojo Rawley teaming up with Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin against Ty Dillinger and Breezango. And I was pretty excited about this because I love Breezango and I love Ty Dillinger. So I think that was like they called him their deputy in training, and I got a kick out of that. Did you not see the match at All Street? It was so entertaining. I love Brazongo's wrestling. I think my favorite part was uh Fandango put on the old, like, like the classic wrestling helmet, like the little strap looking helmet that they use in like Olympic wrestling. He put that on and started like getting down and doing the little gestures to Chad Gable, taunting him. Yeah, it was pretty hilarious. Oh God, I know. In the middle of the ring. Uh, uh, Tyler Breeze jumped on his back and started doing the ride the pony gesture. It was hilarious. Well, the great thing was, and as soon as Mojo entered the ring for the first time, the entire crowd started chanting "You can't wrestle," and it was pretty great. I felt a little bad for him because I used to like Mojo, and before the heel turn, I actually liked him when he won the Battle Royal, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and he was, talking to the kids and being real cool. The whole thing with Rob Gronkowski and them hanging out. I seen him going somewhere, but now that took a turn for the worse. I think they're far. The guys, the music is on in the game. Are you guys actually in the stream right now? Can you hear the intro music? Because you you might be able to hear it. You might be able to hear it because of my Elgato. In the stream? How? Sorry, everybody in the stream. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties here. I'm not seeing a problem on my end. I don't understand. I have my Elgato hooked up and everything, just like the way I do on my streams. I don't know what it could possibly be. So hold on.
I could hear you. I'm not. Maybe it has to be your party, so.
Yeah, we're gonna fix it
Check
in
it.
1 moment. Do we have to
Hold
like?
up.
Do we,
We
have
should be
to
good.
something with-
We should be good now, guys.
Oh.
It's fixed. It's fixed.
At that click of a button.
Yeah.
Are we
Oh,
here?
I can hear the crowd. I can hear everything.
What's going on?
That's why.
Are we good here? Hello. Now we can hear. Oh man.
You guys can
Look
still
at
hear
that.
me? Is that okay?
Yeah, we're all good to go now.
Hang on a second, I might need to check something. That means I think I'm actually online. I think it might be like. Because I'm actually might be offline, probably.
Alright, we're good, guys.
It's gonna be hard to rebound from that.
I wouldn't restart. We have 9 viewers right now.
Yeah.
I think we're doing fine.
Yeah, we can just go from the top. I think we're fine. Just start from the top. We can skip the pre-show because he already said everything that happened and what they missed from me.
Okay, Joe.
We only talked about the pre-show, and I talked the most, so.
Yeah. On Fastlane. Pre-show.
Okay, can I actually just
Alright, so say hello, everybody. We got Sheep, Ben, and Street here, guys.
Hello.
I appreciate you guys staying in the stream when you could only hear me. I feel loved.
Yeah. A little bit of technical difficulties there.
A little bit. You know, it only happens when Soul is the, streamer here.
Like a party leader, you know what happens.
Yeah, I apologize, guys. There's a lot of different things you have to change in your settings when you use this, and I let something slip.
Yeah, it's new. It's new to all of us, so we all have a little bit of
Stream.
this.
Yeah, of course.
Welcome to stream, guys.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Both you guys over that.
So if you guys are ready, we can move on to the next match now.
Oh,
I mean, the beginning match of the
Well,
Fastlane.
the first match of the official pay-per-view. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev.
Oh, okay. Can I actually like just say so now? I'm actually watching the pay-per-view itself.
Why are you watching pay-per-view?
I'm sorry.
Talking about the pay-per-view.
I have to watch it just like see what actually happens about it. Because my mind's like, my mind's not there at the moment. I don't know what happened. That's why I'm actually like, of course I'm actually just. Like what actually happened, just so I can actually pick out the good moments in the match.
Alright, so that match, the first match, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev, I think that match is just to give Rusev more of a push. Does anybody agree with that?
Yeah, I definitely think so.
Can I just say something?
Because we have Shinsuke here. He's on the top. He's getting his WrestleMania match for the title.
That's against AJ Styles. Hopefully,
you know, I wouldn't see no other reason for Rusev to be fighting Shinsuke other than for like a push. I mean, the crowd goes wild over this Rusev Day shit. If you guys like watching Raw or SmackDown, doesn't matter what brand you're watching, they're always chanting Rusev Day. Like, in any match, doesn't really matter what match it. They always chant Rusev Day. Last week on, I think it was Raw. Fucking, they're chanting Rusev Day for, what match was it? I don't remember. They were chanting Rusev Day on Raw for a match. I'm like, really?
Oh, really?
I'm like, this is not SmackDown, but okay.
Yeah, I'd say he's probably the most over person.
Oh, shit!
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, they really like this.
He was getting chants during like AJ Styles.
Call your friends, let them know what's going on right now in this awesome match.
Yeah, I was thrown off by that too. I'm like, AJ Styles is in the ring and they're chanting Rusev Day. This is insane.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so I'm not gonna really say I think it's rude, but like, why though? They know Rusev won't come out on Raw. So what's the point? I never hear people saying New Day rocks on Raw. You hear people say New Day rocks on Raw? No.
Okay.
That's what I'm kind of.
But you know, it's like they're not getting the push.
It'll be interesting to see if any unlikely alliances are formed here in this.
It must just be really fun to chant.
He just fought Shinsuke. I gotta admit that match was pretty good. I like the match. I'm not gonna lie.
How can Kevin Owens stay out of serious
trouble right now?
So what to stay in this?
Okay, what was the match after the... Why am I actually just skipping here? I'm just like...
What do you think about that match, man? You got anything?
Okay. There was like some like spots like in the match like such as the freaking kick where Rusev did to Shinsuke Nakamura, which was a little bit brutal. If you guys actually do watch the freaking Fastlane pay-per-view and you know what I'm actually talking about, yeah, that moment it was kind of like it was kind of like a little bit of a scary situation.
This is
like
the type
I've
of
ever
attack
watched.
that just wears
Like,
down
oh
an
my
opponent.
God, like, there was times where I thought Shinsuke Nakamura was in that match.
Rusev is he's a big guy. I'm not gonna lie.
He's not looking good here,
He's
Byron.
like a miniature Big Show. he's a buff guy.
The miniature Big Show.
He's pretty buff. Yeah, he's like a miniature Big Show guy. Can't say he's not. He's got some meat on that bone.
Yeah, but
and some muscle.
can I just quickly just say something now? If you guys ever come to Australia, make sure you wear sun hats,
Since we're talking about,
it's burned in my eyes.
Since we're talking about Rusev Day, and I know we really do keep rumors at the end of the show, but like, I think it's kind of good to bring it up during, you know, whoever we're talking about. You guys seen that? You guys seen the thing? The rumor going around saying that Rusev wants to fight a celebrity at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I've seen the open challenge
Yeah, that's
thing.
what I was actually like talking to Buddy Gamer about. And there has actually been some like people that like they have actually stepped up, such as The Rock has stepped up. Stephen Amell. Stephen Amell, he wants like no part of Rusev.
Who?
I don't know why. Stephen Amell, aka Arrow.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know Green Arrow? He wants no piece of Rusev. And I'm just like,
by far the best
are you
response.
Arrow? Yeah, aren't you Arrow? And I'm just like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, I hope it's Macaulay Culkin.
Me too.
Yo, what if it's just like it's just a trick? He's just saying this just like getting more popularity. Probably, I don't know.
That would put him over a bit. Put him over. So I would think it's a real thing that is going to happen in WrestleMania.
He doesn't appear to be in a hurry to get up here.
We can go on to the next match.
All right, the next match: Bobby Roode versus Randy Orton for the United States Championship.
Oh,
ooh, that was
what a match!
I saw this match.
Ooh, that was a good one. It kind of surprised me, but kind of didn't surprise me. Like, I had a feeling about the match, but then I wasn't sure.
Same here.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn it!
Because I know how Randy Orton never won that title, and I was thinking, will WWE give him that title? And then I'm like, WWE's gonna give him that title. I see it. And then, like, I don't know. Like, it was a good match, though. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah,
and Randy Orton did deserve that title. I mean, no matter what.
Yo, who do you think like actually deserved it more? Do you think Bobby Roode should have like
honestly, that match, it doesn't matter. Honestly, both of them, they both don't look bad. You know, they both came out on top. It doesn't give them any bad status or anything. You know what I'm saying? We know that Bobby Roode is a good wrestler, and we know he's gonna get that title back. It's obvious.
Yeah, it was kind of here. Let's give it to Randy so he can knock that out. And it's good for everybody in the long run.
Yeah, it's good for everybody. They gave him the title, and then he's gonna lose the title. I don't see no problem with that. I mean, like you said, just to give it to him to knock it out, so you can have that
I think a lot of people might have thought
instinct right now, Cole.
Okay. How was
it's all good? Who's Man Gaming? It's all good. Barrett, welcome to the stream.
I swear it was not even that boring. And I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't boring. It was a good match.
I thought it was a good match. It was better than what I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be a little bit boring, but it was pretty good.
I am disappointed in Jinder Mahal being thrown in the mix.
I'm disappointed in Jinder Mahal in general.
Yeah, I'm sick of seeing Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton. That combination. I'm not necessarily. I don't necessarily just hate Jinder Mahal. Well, I do, but you're supposed to, I guess. I mean,
they're trying to give Jinder another push, but it's not gonna happen. The crowd doesn't give a shit about this dude anymore.
It doesn't matter. He's got heat.
I know, but the thing is, nobody gives a shit about him anymore. He had his run, and it's over, and they're just trying to push him again. It's not like they're gonna give him the title. They're just giving him the push. He's not gonna get the title. I know it's supposed to be a triple threat match at WrestleMania, and he's not gonna get the title. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Okay. Give it to him just to.
Jinder Mahal.
Yeah.
To give him another push? I don't see why he needs another push.
I agree. I don't think he
does. He's already got the main title.
He misses there.
You think he needs another push? I know, but it.
Just WWE do what they need to do.
I don't know.
Okay, there is actually one match that I was actually kind of a little bit afraid of, which I think it might be the next match.
Well, let's finish talking about this.
Yeah, let's finish talking about this match. So what do you say?
Overall, I was impressed with the match, and I'm happy with the results. I think Randy Orton's deserving of making history and winning that title. Because Bobby Roode's going to have another shot at it. He's probably going to get the title back eventually and go have another title reign.
Yeah. I feel that. I think that's pretty good, honestly. I mean, he deserved that title.
Oh my
and I just hope he could have kept it.
Yeah.
Okay, so next we had Becky Lynch and Naomi versus Natalia and Carmella.
This match has a lot of...
To be completely honest with you guys, I didn't even watch this match.
Honestly, I already told you guys in our last podcast, I don't give two shits about that rivalry. That fucking heat that's going on between them. I don't give two shits.
I don't either, and I think it was just a filler tag team match. I mean,
Okay, yo.
I don't really see...
Not really. It's more of leading so Carmella could cash in.
Yeah, they made Carmella look
It's
good.
giving Carmella the yeah, it's giving Carmella the, you know, the lead.
She's got to stay busy.
Yeah, she's got to stay busy. Yeah.
She's got to get a couple
It's more
W's.
just about Carmella.
Couple of them duo wins.
Yeah.
So I have really not much to say about that match, honestly.
Okay.
Like, that's all I have to say. I mean, we all basically agree here with that.
I agree. Now the next match,
Randy Orton again gonna keep the.
could have a little bit of conversation
Randy
about
Orton's gonna keep the US.
the Usos versus the New Day.
Usman says he is gonna keep it.
Okay, can I just say something right now?
Match.
There's a lot of things I'd like.
This one was interesting, huh?
That one. It was an interesting match.
One of
Yeah.
like
Okay. Hold on. So let me get my thing in. I know Soul should be the one getting his thing in, but like, okay. So let me just say something here.
Okay, Ben, go
I know
ahead.
we all can agree. I was hoping that this match was gonna be a great match. Like, I had high expectations for this match. I'm
Same.
like, oh yeah, Jimmy and Jay versus New Day. I like Jimmy and Jay. I like their whole gimmick. I already said that before in the last podcast. They're going places. And I thought this match was gonna be intense. It was gonna be good. It was gonna be a good match. Until, you know, Bludgeon Brothers came out.
Yeah, I will say this right now, Street. It was good.
Showing very few
Yeah,
signs
until
of life
the
here.
Bludgeon Brothers.
Smash him again with the sledgehammer. At this point,
Yeah, but
he
there
might just wanna think about
was
staying
one
down.
injury
When
that
this
did
guy's
happen.
on, look
Xavier
out.
Woods has now got rid of a
Oh,
spinal
yeah,
injury.
true.
He's not getting up.
Yeah.
You
So,
can't like his gets him good.
See, yeah, so what's actually going to happen is like Xavier was like completely injured
Not even close.
after that attack.
What was he
I don't
thinking?
really know. It's just so confusing. Like
Big
every
time
single
slam
time
right there.
someone gets
And he
injured,
gets out
it's
of
always
there in a
usually
hurry.
tag
Looks
matches.
like he needs to regroup, get his thoughts together.
Usually happens in tag matches.
So, yeah, that's all I really gotta say. I mean, I thought the match was gonna be a legit match. It was gonna be good until the Bludgeon Brothers came out. You guys can say.
Street pretty much covered the way I felt about it. I was ready for another one of those classic, exciting tag team matches between the two of them, and you know the Bludgeon Brothers decided to come in and ruin my hopes and dreams. So that's about the way I felt. What do you guys think about this Bludgeon Brothers thing? You think they're getting a real legitimate big push here coming?
Yeah, I think,
Honestly, they're getting this
Okay, I
push
don't
just to
know.
get pushed out of the way. That's what I feel like. They're getting this whole push for what? They're not, I don't, honestly, I'm giving my opinion, of course. I don't think they're going to win the tag team titles. If they do win the tag team titles, it's not going to be a long reign. It's going to be like, what, a week reign maybe, or even a couple of days.
I think it'll be just
I just
to
don't
let
see
somebody
it.
else take them off of them, like you said, push them away, kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's not looking good here, Byron. No, he's got to get up. And he's got
I don't know. I kind of do enjoy their gimmick. They beat each other up half as much as they beat the opponents up, and now they body slam each other up. Like when he picked that dude and like powerbombed him onto the other dude, I was like, oh man.
And he lands a savage elbow.
They got some pretty like.
They're pretty charismatic, if you would say.
Running crossbody.
Back to his
That
feet here.
thing looks
He's
like it
clearly in a
really
bad
hurt.
way right
Like,
now.
when he's running full speed and he just does a crossbody and knocks him out. He does it about like Killian Dane does it.
I was just about to make a slight comparison to Sanity. I was gonna say they're like I can see them being in Sanity and being the best thing about Sanity. That's a personal opinion. So far-fetched.
But I thought that the I thought that New Day was gonna have trouble.
Great idea by
New
him.
Day and
Too
Usos
bad
were
it was
gonna have trouble
awfully
coming up
executed,
with
though.
something that was gonna stay fresh because it seems like we've seen it all. And they came up with that bit of stealing Joe's moves back and forth.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was the greatest.
Wow, he escapes it.
Fun
He's
to
just got
watch
no
happen
quit
over
in him
there.
here tonight, Cole.
And then I was
There's the
like
cover.
I said,
Can he do it?
I was kind of actually mad at Bludgeon Brothers for interrupting what should have been
A
another
great match, right?
greatest matches I've seen in a long time. But at the same point, it naturally builds that heat for the Bludgeon Brothers. It's like, man, I really hate the Bludgeon Brothers right now. Because they really just messed up something special. And that's one of the ways that kind of makes a heel turn, or, makes a heel turn.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So,
agree.
so what's like your opinion?
I think they designed it that way to really just kind of make everybody just go, "Aww," and fuck you, Legend Brothers, how dare you? And they did that on purpose.
I need another
think,
invite.
and that's what WWE's getting better at.
Okay, can I? Okay,
needs
yeah.
another
Can I
invite,
actually just ask a very quick question right now? Yeah. So, do you think the actually will be like a triple threat tag team match between the Bludgeon Brothers, the Usos, and the New Day? Do you think that would happen at WrestleMania?
At
I
WrestleMania,
think that's gonna
yes.
happen at WrestleMania. I was gonna bring that up, but you brought it up before me. I was waiting for Sheep to be over. But I was gonna say I think that's where it's gonna head to. Is that
Ben, can you invite me to
they're
the
gonna
game?
have a
Yeah, you have to
six-man
send us
tag
all
team
another.
match.
I'll do that for you right now.
Not really a six. Well, it is a six-man tag team match, but 2v2v2. Yeah, that's what I
I
feel
think
like.
it'll be them figuring out a way to team up against the Bludgeon Brothers and them figuring out a way to take them out, and then it being between the two teams.
I can see that.
But
I
yeah,
imagine.
I agree with you, Sheep. They have a good gimmick going on. I like the gimmick, honestly, and I want to say I hate them, but they want you to hate them. Obviously, that's what heels are. There's people that you're supposed to hate. But I do like the gimmick, but yeah, they ruined the match.
I don't know if I said it on a podcast. I know I said it at one point. They should do a faction of all just like the big monster people. Just
So the
I guess
Y
they already
family?
had Harper, Rowan, and Strowman all in a faction, but just bring all of them. There's the invite. I was like, what was that?
There you go.
But yeah, bring everybody. Kane, Big Show, Undertaker. Everybody over 7 foot tall, or that's just like massive, like Lars, and throw them all together, have them just rampage.
Yeah. I guess we can get on to the next match.
And then have it be the 205 Live guys that stop it.
Oh god, no.
Oh god.
Alright, so
Yeah,
moving past that.
That's actually where you actually.
Ooh, I'm
Charlotte
telling you,
Flair
that
versus
was a
Ruby Riott for the
monstrous
SmackDown
match.
Women's Championship.
I got no comment on that match. Honestly, it's just a rival I really don't care for. Honestly, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The Riot Squad is alright, but I mean, I mentioned it on the last podcast. I think that stable is gonna go further than the stable on Raw, because of, how what's her face is leaving because of her neck injury. So I think the Riot Squad is a good stable, but I don't really care for them. I mean, I liked Ruby Riott when she was doing singles. That was about it.
I agree. I think that me and Street are pretty much on the same page with the whole women's division every week. You kind of take the words out of my mouth, so to speak.
Honestly,
Quite often
the whole
there's good matches, but it's been a while since we've had a really good match. It's all been like some fluff storyline stuff, and I haven't seen a good women's match in a long time. It feels like, and a lot of people think that the Charlotte Flair and Ruby Riott match was good, and You know, like Bleacher Report gave it an A-, and I can't see that at all. I mean, maybe a C.
Yeah.
I would even stretch for a C plus, but A minus, you're right, is way too much of a stretch.
Yeah, it's way too much.
And it feels like it's pandering, and it's not genuine. Like they're doing it just because they're afraid to say otherwise. And I'm not afraid to judge women's wrestling fairly if that's what it takes. If it wasn't a great match, then it wasn't a great
That's
match.
right, because
Nothing
we're gonna
against
give it
women
to
or
you
women's
straight here at
wrestling.
Dat Wrasslin podcast.
You know it.
Honestly, I feel like all these women, these women's that are joining, like, you know how these two stables have just popped up. I feel like they're just filling a not empty space because we have, you know, enough female wrestlers in SmackDown and Raw. But I don't like. I guess they're trying to fill in a kind of like tag team stable for the women's division. You know what I mean? Like we have a lot of women's in, you know, Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know what they're trying to do
what I
here
think they did,
with the
I
women's
think the
division.
whole concept of this was to build for the past few weeks this Ruby Riott thing. Have her, you know, she beat Becky Lynch, she beat Naomi, you know, two very highly respected women's division wrestlers. And then, you know, now it's down to 2 out of 3, and Charlotte's left. And now, you know, she's beaten them women, and now she's up against Charlotte. And I think this was a more of a push for Charlotte to make her look on a higher pedestal because she's about to face Asuka. So she just knocked off the woman that knocked off
But
the other
does she
SmackDown.
really need that push
No,
though?
but they have to
Does she really
they
need
have to
that
write
push
something for the women's division
for
on
her? Yeah,
SmackDown.
I get they have to keep her active as a champion.
And then at
I
the
get
same
that.
time, you're
I
giving
get they have
Ruby
to keep her
Riott a
active.
little bit of a push. You know, she got those 2 big victories.
Yeah.
She had like we said, and maybe a little bit above
She had a
average.
pay-per-view championship
Yeah,
match. That's
yeah,
a push.
yeah, exactly.
Win, lose, or draw. That's a push.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm pushing her
Well,
somewhere.
one
I
thing
just don't know what they're
think,
gonna do with her.
is what about this scenario? You know, it involves Charlotte. You know, there's going to be Charlotte Flair versus Asuka at WrestleMania, one way or another. But we're neglecting to mention that Carmella's probably going to cash in at WrestleMania. So if Asuka wins and Carmella cashes in, does that mean Carmella is the first one to break the streak?
I've been pondering that, and I don't know. I can't.
It just crossed my
Are
mind.
they willing to give her
Or
that big of a push?
Does she do all this build all the way to WrestleMania? 6 months of build just for her to fail to cash in.
That's why I feel like they're not gonna have her.
I would feel like I
Charlotte.
wasted all that time watching any of that storyline if she failed to cash in. You know, the
Me
Baron
too.
Corbin was kind of funny, but go
Do
ahead.
you guys remember on the last podcast how it said Charlotte said she wanted to face Asuka at WrestleMania? She had like
Yeah.
an interview thing and said she wanted to face Asuka at WrestleMania, and I wasn't sure if that was just a storyline thing or if that was real. Now, as you just brought that up about Carmella cashing in, now this just makes me feel like that Asuka is gonna face Alexa Bliss, because
She's already challenged Charlotte.
have.
She challenged Charlotte on SmackDown.
Yeah, she
I don't
came
know,
on
maybe
SmackDown.
anything can happen though.
And from talking
What
to
Yeah,
if? What if Carmella cashes in
Well,
on Alexa?
well, actually,
or
we
something?
can.
What if that?
That is one thing that I considered. You can cash in. It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters who you cash. I think she can pick, and I think that would be the upset is that she cashes in on either Alexa Bliss or who's Alexa Bliss fighting WrestleMania.
Isn't she supposed to be
Nia
fighting
Jax.
Nia Jax?
Mm-hmm.
So Alexa Bliss
they're
figures
giving-
out a way to win, and Nia Jax has already beat the crap out of her, so she's gonna be like way beat up.
Yeah, and
because she's got to fight Nia Jax, so it's going to be easy for Carl. Yeah, that's exactly how it's going to work out. You can see the storyline unfold, just like pull a thread.
and we
And it just
can
fell
we can
apart.
touch back on the subject again when we cover SmackDown.
Well, and yeah, and you see, that's my fault, but for skipping ahead onto that. But, I mean,
No,
that's
it's
still
relatable.
No, it's not really skipping ahead. It's on topic because
it's
you
on
know we're
Fastlane.
talking about what they're gonna do with her, so it's on topic. So it's not really skipping ahead. You know what I mean?
But I mean, you can say that you heard it first right here on that wrestling podcast. That's a
Yeah.
prediction. That's the way it's going to go down. You know it.
We already caught multiple things already.
I agree with Sheep, and
Caught multiple things
to
already.
finish off Fastlane pay-per-view, we have the WWE Championship six-pack challenge.
He's looking good so far, Cole.
Which was
There's so
a
many different ways this could go.
good match. I mean,
Pretty good,
I
pretty good.
could do without John Cena being in there, but I guess it gave him the
I
storyline.
think that's a personal thing. I mean, he can wrestle, and
I know
they
he
gotta
can
keep him
wrestle.
involved.
I'm just saying it. I know he can wrestle. I know he's a good wrestler and all that, but I could have seen the match without him in it. Like, if they were going with him facing Undertaker all this long, they didn't really need to do that. But I guess it gives him the storyline of him having his WrestleMania moment. You know, searching for his WrestleMania moment and having him on this brink of, oh, I might miss out on a WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? But they could have done it in a different way other than, yeah, I mean, I guess it's alright, but either way would have been good without him, so that's all I gotta say.
And once again, we see a return to the specific maneuver.
Well, you could see the match without John Cena if you just watched the SmackDown prior to wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they did it on SmackDown prior to Fastlane, and that's why I was saying that they basically gave us the entire Fastlane main card right there. I mean, there's really no point of John Cena being in it other than for his storyline.
Hey, let's all beat up Baron Corbin.
That's what I'm doing. But the only thing I really have to say about this match is I'm personally very upset that they keep dissing my boy Dolph Ziggler. I thought this was his moment. I kind of raged a little bit. Like, if you guys could have seen my live reaction, I raged a little bit.
I agree with you. I thought what you said was
what I said made a lot of
on
sense,
the
and it wouldn't have hurt
podcast.
AJ Styles in any kind of
did.
way. It would have been great.
Big miss for him there. And he'll likely
I thought
pay
it was
for
true.
here.
I thought that might have happened what you said in the last podcast.
Yeah, that would have been nice. But alas, that's not. We know they were going to protect AJ Styles going into WrestleMania.
But it wouldn't have hurt him, like you said. It would have never hurt him.
Well, I know that, and you know that. We all know that.
He's taking a long
Apparently, you know
time to get guys.
WWE doesn't do
Perhaps
much
playing a little
thinking.
possum here, Cole.
I don't even know what WWE does anymore.
Whoa,
So
down he
I can't really
goes.
tell you.
That was impressive, Cole.
They have a lot of shit up their alley.
We may have discovered his favorite
Baron
move.
Corbin did kind of go crazy with those ring steps, didn't he?
So great right now. To be expected, though.
He was
It's not
laying
like
everybody
he's
out.
a slouch, guys.
That's
And I
true.
guarantee you, the other three guys see the predicament
Hey Ben,
he's
you
in
there?
and are thinking of
You
ways
gonna
to
give
capitalize
your
on
take on
it.
this?
Vince said in the
Still
stream he was
considerably
muting his
better
mic.
overall shape than his opponent right now. I mean, it seems
Ah.
to me like he still has plenty of fight
Ben
left
is
in him. Nobody
doing
controls
something,
the
I
pace
guess.
of a match
I
quite
guess
like
you can
this
move
guy.
on without Ben because I don't think there's much to say about that
Yeah,
that match. It was a good
And
match.
this has got to be it.
I mean, the outcome
When
was
this guy's on, look
expected,
out.
but
And what a
I kind of
reversal
had a feeling,
from Baron
like I
Corbin.
said, what So was talking about last podcast.
I had everybody
Ziggler
so
being-
hyped
Going
up
all the way up.
just to bring him down.
Yeah.
So we can move on to Monday Night Raw now.
Still down, Byron. Things definitely aren't looking very good for him right
You know, we opened
Got
up
gravel in your voice there.
a little bit of some gravel going on. We opened up with Kurt Angle, of course.
Great offense
Yeah,
by Baron
of course.
Corbin.
Of course, we have the
Kurt
Roman
Angle.
Reigns, a little bit of Roman Reigns coming out. talking a little bit of trash at your boy, the Beast,
The GOAT.
the GOAT of the WWE, Brock Lesnar.
Everybody loves this guy. He loves everybody.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of a Ben back. Can we get your input on this, Ben?
Wait, what do you mean, like the start of the
yes.
Yeah.
He's looking a little off balance.
I ain't got much to say about that, so.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
Okay,
it's
can I
just
actually,
another promo for
just say
Roman.
something?
Of course.
Yeah, I'm actually like a little bit disappointed that Brock Lesnar didn't show up.
He didn't show up yet, right? Probably actually didn't show up. I believe it.
Okay, well, what about when Roman went up to McMahon? I mean, that's not kind of just another promo stuff. That's like some behind the curtain type stuff.
That's what I was saying last podcast. I feel like they're trying to give the mic to Roman here. I feel like they're trying to do some, I'm not gonna say they're trying to do some John Cena shit with Roman, because that's what they've been doing with Roman, is trying to quote unquote replace John Cena with Roman. But I feel like they're giving Roman like an open mic here. I don't think
I
they're
agree.
letting him have a little bit of his way, you know what I'm saying? Giving him some script to write.
I feel like the stuff that he's coming out and saying is coming from his point of view. I think he's saying what he wants to say.
Yeah, that's why I feel like that they're giving him his, fucking script here. Having him write the script. And having him say what he wants to say. I mean, so far, if that's the case, and it feels like the case to me, it's been pretty good.
He's doing a lot better than what he was doing.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yep.
Alright, so we can move on from that and get into the first match. We have Sasha Banks versus Sonya Deville. You already know how me and Street feel about this.
That match. Wait, before we get into the match, let me just go back to it about the whole thing of him being suspended.
Okay.
What do you think about that? Roman Reigns being suspended.
Okay.
I think they're.
I think it might be because of the storyline.
Yeah, he's cleared on the well. That's.
I think all they're doing is they're preventing us from seeing the two of them together until WrestleMania. Is what I think.
I agree.
But I always enjoy those builds better when it's like when they did with Goldberg, where it took like a whole ring full of people to keep them apart.
Well, they've been doing that every time. Like, it's getting old with Brock. Every single build-up for Brock Lesnar is that the locker room comes out. It's every single time. I kind of like that they did something different. It's fresh. It's not something we see every single pay-per-view.
Who do you think, Ben? Yeah, Ben says that's true.
Ben says that's true.
He wants to see Brock Lesnar get beat up by Roman.
Definitely.
You want to see Roman Reigns be the champion once again.
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
I really do want Brock Lesnar just to win this match. Yeah, but I know, like, Vince McMahon, he just wants to make Roman Reigns look strong. That's all he wants to do. Make Roman Reigns look strong. And then like everyone is actually like so upset with this, and just like, no, let freaking Brock Lesnar just win this match, and just bring freaking Roman Reigns streams to a freaking end. Stupid. How they always freaking push Roman Reigns to a victory. It's just like unfair. Like the other
tell us what you really feel.
I will give a full underestimation about this.
Tell us what you really feel, man.
I'm just sick and tired of freaking Roman Reigns always always like getting that big push. I feel like they need to give like other people big pushes. such as like people like
No, he's taking one heck of a beating right
now.
now.
Let me think of
Finn Balor, Finn Balor,
Finn Balor, Finn Balor.
Finn Balor, Seth Rollins.
But I don't know how much gas
Finn
he
Balor
has
number one. He should get his title fucking back. I don't know what they're doing with him.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm
Like,
But yeah,
unbelievable.
you know that Roman Reigns is gonna get the title because of Roman Reigns is gonna get the title because of Brock going to UFC. Yeah, Brock is going to UFC, so he's not after WrestleMania. He's not gonna be WWE.
Now is that 100% confirmed, or is that just?
It's confirmed. It's confirmed.
Yeah, it's definitely confirmed.
No, he's definitely going to UFC. Because they're saying that he's not going to be the main event. That's not going to be the main event for WrestleMania. They're saying that it's either going to be John Cena and Undertaker as the main event, or it's going to be the AJ Styles matchup for the main event.
After I just said like all that, I'm now dying.
That's what I'm saying. Alright, now we can get on to the next match and then let his heart come out on this.
You're absolutely right.
Right, Sasha Banks versus Sonya Deville. Anybody want to start off on this? Me and Street are just not. No, we're not gonna start it because we say the same things every time.
Roman Reigns, you suck.
Oh, we're past that. Okay, moving on. Sasha Banks and Sonya Deville. Ben, Sheep, anything?
Hang on a second. Hang on. Yeah, whoever's actually controlling the Dat Wrasslin podcast right now, someone just said you kill yourself.
I got him. Don't worry.
Thank you, dude.
Okay.
Hey, dude, laugh.
So yeah, if I have to say
a little bit of a technical difficulty there.
If I have to say anything about that match, Sonya Deville versus Sasha, all I gotta say is it's just the thing for the story for Bayley and Sasha. That's all it really is. I'm feeling at this point. It's just having Sasha being in these matches and having Bayley being in these matches after the Elimination Chamber. It feels like it's just for them to get, this whole storyline or this whole rival or whatever it is. I don't even fucking know what it is, honestly, at this point. I know Sasha's gonna turn heel, apparently. That's where it's going with, is Sasha turning heel. But other than that, I have nothing to say about the match.
Okay, some strange reason. This is actually like what I actually heard.
Gets him with a counter.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
And it's reversed.
I'll say it in Discord because I don't want to get this like rated R.
Just say it, Ben. We're here for a reason for the podcast. Come on.
Okay, so apparently, like one of my friends on the PlayStation. Okay, so they actually said like this whole rivalry. Apparently, Sasha Banks, also I should say, I think it's Bayley or Sasha Banks is having sex with Seth Rollins. That's kind of the bloody rumors going freaking around, and I was just like, wait, what? I don't not know. I don't know like where this guy heard it from.
Well, that's interesting.
He's reading something else.
Yeah. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it has nothing personal to do with it, man. That's there's no personal.
Yeah, but I've just heard about that.
Alrighty then, well.
Anybody else want to talk about this rival?
Anybody want to talk about the Sasha Banks and Sonya Deville match?
Yes.
It purely existed to drive Bayley and Sasha storyline. You guys, you nailed it on the head. That's the only reason it existed. It had nothing to do with the other women in the match. It only had to do with Sasha and Bayley.
The steps connect.
So we can move on now since that's out of the way.
Yeah, I got that. Snag that one out of there. Alright. So, moving on to something I found very entertaining. Miz TV featuring Finn Balor and Seth Rollins.
Oh yeah. I feel like there's kind of bit of an open mic during that. I feel like
A little bit, just a little bit of open mic from Fitty Boy.
A bit of an open mic.
I think Fitty Boy got a few things off his chest.
Like, you already know what it's gonna be. Seth is like, you already know it's gonna be a triple threat match, so cut the bullshit or some shit like that. Not really his quote, but he said something along the lines of that. I feel like that was pretty much open right there. And I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, there's not much to it. I mean, obviously, just leading up to having that triple threat match at WrestleMania. Other than that, it was decent. I like Miz.
I love The Miz. I like all three of these guys, and I'm really excited for this match.
Me too. I agree with you.
Okay.
Any speculations about the match, though? Who would win it? Honestly, I feel like they'll give the win to Seth Rollins. I feel like.
I really don't know. I really think this is one of those odd matches where it could go either way, and I would be happy. I don't see any bad results of this match.
I agree with that. Same. I agree with that.
I hate to tell you guys, but I'm pretty sure it's going to go to the Miz.
Probably.
Most likely.
It probably is, and it could just be a match that won't really have any effect on these wrestlers, but honestly, I feel like they should just give it to Seth Rollins.
Where's the cockroach? I just want to kill it.
Ben.
What? There was a freaking cockroach right near me. I thought it was cool.
I just feel like they should give it to Seth Rollins. I don't know if you guys agree of them giving it to Seth Rollins. I think he deserves it, honestly.
Of course he does.
And to say that Finn Balor doesn't deserve it, I wouldn't say he doesn't deserve it. I just feel like they are still trying to focus of giving him a title shot for the Universal title. But then yet you can say they could give Finn Balor the United States Championship as a little bit of a side piece here, a little bit of a taste for Finn Balor. You know, getting his shot soon at the Universal Championship. So, you know, like you said, so it doesn't matter where it goes. It'll be a good match.
Yeah, I think this could go in so many different directions. So many different storylines could come from this. I see nothing but positive results coming from this match.
Yeah.
Sheep, you have anything to say?
Kills the cockroach.
Yeah, I thought it was definitely a good promo segment. It definitely hit all the little spots that it needed to build up the tension. And I think that it's going to be a great match because all three are solid performers. Used to be, you know, people didn't really think The Miz was a good wrestler, but I think he's more than proved himself to be one of the best wrestlers around as far as, you know, technical experience and stuff like that. His Miz kicks or it kicks or whatever don't look all that great, but who cares? You know, everything else is pretty technically solid.
I think it's hilarious that they don't look that great.
I gotta disagree with you on what you said. I gotta disagree on you what you said. Go on. So
I said what I needed to say. I was just saying I think that the Miz kick's not looking great. I think it's better than them looking great. It adds on to the fact that he stole them. And just the whole thing behind that. It's just, I think it makes it even more funny.
Yeah, you do. You got a good point. But you think by now, you know, as many times he'd done it, he would have, you know, kind of perfected it even on accident.
Yeah, it's hard to do something wrong on purpose multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Unless your name's Streetkilln.
Now, here's the thing where I'm gonna. Here's the thing I disagree with what she said about Miz. of people saying that he's not a great wrestler. I think the people that say he's not a great wrestler or said he's not a great wrestler is the people that don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
that's
you're
what the Miz
just there's
is.
a lot of people. Well, a lot of people are still there. A lot of fans are biased and kind of blinded to the fact that even some people are good wrestlers and they think that they're not. But it's mostly because they don't like the person, and that person's probably doing their job like the Miz. A lot of people genuinely don't like the Miz, like Miz
Mhm.
Girl, the meme or whatever.
Mhm.
So a lot of people just genuinely don't like him, and I think they translate that into his skill, and he's really probably one of the most skilled wrestlers on this roster right now.
True.
That's
True.
all. That's the
That
only
is
point I
true.
was trying to make. That people underestimate the Miz. Let me put it that way. How about that?
Yeah. I mean, when Miz first joined uh WWE, I'm like, I don't know how far this guy's gonna go. I mean, I saw him in his first appearance, how he was like what, like a reporter or something. He had like his own like show and he was reporting things and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I didn't see him going that far as being somebody as he is now holding the Intercontinental title for years and years and having that title and holding it on winning it, losing it, winning it, losing it. I mean, he's the face of the Intercontinental title. He's the dude that's
Exactly.
always
That's
got
why I
that
think he's
title.
gonna. That's why he's gonna keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree.
but
I
you
think they.
can't
I
say
think
you
they
can't
really
say
want him to be the next version, the next WWE's Ric Flair. The
but you can't say that he's not gonna lose it because he's lost that title many times and got it many times. No matter what, it's still
well,
gonna
he
be a
has
good
to. He
match.
has. He has to lose it at some point. But I think him winning
Him,
it again at WrestleMania would just give him more ammo, and that's all the Miz
uh-huh,
needs is more ammo, more stuff to talk trash about, more accolades to add to his. That's what Ric Flair had. He
uh-huh,
had, I've got this and I do this and I only have the final and I wear this and 16-time world champion. The Miz is kind of the same way. He's a lot of his characters based on what he's got and what he's accomplished and what he's bragged. I made the Intercontinental title relevant again. I made this. I've carried this belt. I've brought this
And
back up. I did
everything
all
that the
this. I've
Miz
done
has
this.
said is the truth.
He's
uh-huh.
absolutely correct. Yes, and that's
That's
one of the
true.
amazing that his biggest turn was that talking smack, where
Smacking talks with name
where
our
where
next
where he
podcast.
where he went off on Daniel Bryan, and it was kind of unscripted and it was real, but I mean he just kind of laid into him and just told the truth about everything that he felt, and that's when people started to say, oh well. Miz, I'd seen it a long time ago. I'd been hollering praises about the Miz for a while, at least the past 2 or 3 years. But when he went on talking smack, and that was, I think, the turning point for the Miz.
Uh-huh.
Hmm. Okay, so after this, we had the Bar versus the Mid Siraj match that was supposed to take place. We
Mm-hmm.
seen all the tag teams of the Raw division come out and get into a little bit of a build up for what would happen at the end of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So we can go past that and
There's not
we
really
can
much.
discuss that
Yeah.
at the end of the show.
Yeah. At
Just
the
a little
end,
bit of a build
because
up.
At the
there's
end of the
not.
Raw part, yeah, because I think that's
Yeah.
going to be great.
It's just was a build up
Hmm.
match, like a little
A little
build
bit
up.
of a
Like
segment.
I say, match promo. Yeah, segment. So there's really only much to say about that.
So now we can
And
talk.
then we have.
We can talk about the John Cena promo.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. That was a good
Guys, I can
promo.
tell you that Seth
I like
I
Rollins
it.
think
is
it
just
was
an
amazing. I
extra
think it's
in
one of the best
celebration
John
for this
Cena
one.
promos
By
I've seen in
looking
a
at him,
while.
Seth Rollins looks like he lives in the
Since
chair.
his rivalry with
That
the
was.
Miz, in my opinion.
Yeah, thank God
Guys,
both are
I'd say
actually
these
backwards
superstars
right
look
now.
more than ready to get this match started. I'd agree with that, Cole. And
Okay,
it
can I
sounds
just
like
say
this
something
arena
else?
is
John
right
Cena,
there
he
with
went
them. They're
in on
absolutely
Michelle
electric right now.
He went ham on Undertaker.
Yeah, but when he actually brought up Michelle McCool, I was just like, nah, don't tell me like Undertaker, because Square Johnson is cross line. When he's talking about Michelle McCool, you know, if you ever talk about Michelle McCool to the Undertaker, Undertaker, he will rip your head off one by one.
One by one. So apparently, guys, it's first noted here that John Cena has multiple heads.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the heads being Roman Reigns. You didn't know that? He's disguised as Roman Reigns.
Great. I don't want to talk about the freaking Roman Reigns thing again.
So, yeah, that promo was pretty good. It was a funny and serious promo. Like how we went to the crowd and we took that guy's beer and drank a sip out of it. That was hilarious.
Oh, yeah,
It was a good promo. It had the good, the bad to it. It was serious and funny. It was really good. I mean, we can't really describe much that happened about the promo because you would have to I assume most of the people that watch our podcast have seen it, so they would agree with us there.
I agree. Okay, so apparently there is a little bit of a rumor going around that Biker Taker might be returning.
Who? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Badass?
Who?
The American Badass.
Yeah, you know, like Biker Taker. You know, Biker Taker.
Yeah, American Badass.
Yeah, that one.
American Badass. I can feel that.
There is actually a little room. Like,
that was pretty cool. That was pretty.
I just think it would be.
It felt like the most natural version of.
I would be a little bit disappointed if that version of the Undertaker returned at WrestleMania. To be honest, I'm expecting the Dead Man. Yeah. John Cena even called him out as the Dead Man.
Why am I not in chips in this situation? And they're freaking.
Especially if it's a one-time return. Like if he's just coming for WrestleMania and he's not gonna appear again, then it has to be the Dead Man. That's what people are expecting.
Okay, but then this poses another question. Who wins?
The Undertaker, of course.
John Cena, you know, 16-time freaking world champion. He's gonna win.
No, if the Undertaker's coming back out of retirement, he's going to win.
He's not gonna lose 3 WrestleManias in a row.
Especially to John Cena. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not to hate on John Cena, but there's no real reason for John Cena to beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania. Like, what for what? You know?
It doesn't do. It doesn't do.
I think that people are so disheartened by the way that the Undertaker retired with a loss at WrestleMania that this is a way of making it up to the fans. You know, the Undertaker comes back, beats John Cena, who was hated by 60% of the WWE universe. At least, let's just kind of throwing a number out there.
Okay.
Throwing a number out there. But like I'm saying, it's just the Undertaker returns for another WrestleMania, beats one of the guys who's the most hated in the company at WrestleMania, and he's gonna get a huge pop. People are gonna love it. It's a huge thing.
John Cena's taking one for the team.
Yes, oh, what is that? Something new? He just did it at Fastlane.
And him losing won't hurt John Cena.
Yeah, John Cena can't get hurt. There's too many kids.
He's basically short in this one. I'd say that statement is more true now than ever.
A little bit of a Hall of Famer.
They should add it to the announcement. They should just add it to the announcement. Future Hall of Famer, John Cena.
I mean, you can't say he's not there, right?
Well, we all know that.
Okay, yeah. Do you think Undertaker will go in the Hall of Fame like after this match?
No, he's not. Oh well, maybe. Ever. I was like, come on.
All right, so.
Okay, so yeah, so what has like the Undertaker ever actually done? Like, he's a Hall of Famer, so it's radio, but.
All right, we're not gonna go over Undertaker's history and accolades.
Yeah.
We'd be here all night.
If Roman Reigns goes to the Hall of Fame, I will break my TV on a screen.
Okay, moving on. We have Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins. What'd you guys think about this match?
Not calm down.
It's clearly a build up for the triple threat match.
Yeah.
Well, anytime you have these two guys in the same ring, it's gonna be something good. These guys are two of the best wrestlers on the entire roster, including SmackDown. So
That is the
come out on top in this fatal four-way.
He's gonna need to have his head on a swivel here tonight.
It's
It looks to me like he's got his head on it.
He goes for the quick pin attempt. For some competitors, part of
I mean, it doesn't matter who
demean
wins
their
it.
opponent. A move
Between
like
those
that says
two.
it all.
They'll look good
Taking away
anyways.
his vertical face.
So,
He's simply
it
reminding
was
him.
good.
I think I like the results of the match. I like the way that Finn won, and he kind of just gave Seth that little wink, that little face.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's like, I called you out during the Miz TV about how I beat you before, and now I just beat you again. What's up?
I think we may have skipped over a match here.
Braun Strowman fans with
No, we
some
didn't
reason
skip
to
over a
worry
match.
about here.
We
We
skip
did not even
over
have to
Elias
skip
and
it.
Braun
No,
Strowman.
Too much for him
No,
to
it
handle.
didn't.
That wasn't
It
a
wasn't a
match.
match.
It's still anybody's match, Cole.
That wasn't a match.
It was a little
Too much more
Braun
Oh,
Strowman.
no, that was the Braun Strowman promo.
It was a
That was the Braun
promo.
Strowman. There
Oh,
wasn't
yeah,
much
not
about
match.
that.
Yeah, I meant
It was
promo.
super short though.
Yeah, there wasn't much about it. Yeah, super short promo. It was just him talking.
Well, that's okay then.
Man, Braun Strowman, what offense.
It was Braun Strowman saying someone at WrestleMania is gonna catch these hands, right? Isn't that how it went? How it ended?
Yeah, that's what basically all it was.
It's one of those little pop-ups come up on the screen, little tiny segment things.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was
I
worth
thought,
mentioning.
you know, well, I do think it's worth mentioning that slowly but steadily, Braun Strowman is definitely becoming more comfortable on the mic and is actually getting pretty good at it.
Good timing here.
It's improving. I wouldn't say majorly,
I
but
used to think, well, him coming up with a catchphrase for one.
yeah, definitely.
Was a
Yeah,
big help.
these
Catch
hands.
these hands. That was a big step on the way to him getting where he needs to be.
Well, see, I kind of
And just
the purpose behind I was skipping that segment to discuss this at the end. After the let's
Okay,
discuss
we'll
Braun
go ahead.
Strowman
I'm
at
sorry for
that.
interrupting.
No, you're fine. I see where you're coming from. Yours.
Yeah, I saw it in the
Like, please,
list, and I
please,
forgot
please,
to-
we have to talk about Braun. Please, don't skip Braun. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Braun's gonna get his moment.
Actually,
Knocked the breath out with a crushing kick to the gut. A brutal clothesline catches in the perfect
Sweet.
spot.
situation.
Big miss
Well,
for him
the
there.
move now
He'll
in.
likely pay for it
That's
here.
tag team. Then it's happening at WrestleMania.
Okay, so back
that's-
to Finn
that's,
Balor and
Raz.
Seth Rollins.
Then we're skipping ahead.
Is everybody else
That's
Yeah,
last.
but
Has everybody else
No,
pretty?
I'm always
They pretty much
thinking-
said what they feel about the Finn Balor Seth Rollins match and the situation. So we can skip ahead.
Well, I thought it was I thought it was a good match. The only thing that I would like to add is that, you know, it's happened quite a few times, and it's starting to feel like you know, it needs to go somewhere like either, because they're both faces, and it there's not enough there to it. There's not enough stakes to it. You know, I get that there's a Intercontinental title fixing to be on the line, but
That's why I said I like the way that it ended.
not enough.
I like the little friendly wink and the little friendly build up there.
I think it maybe it'll lead to like a surprise, maybe a heel turn or something, or a turn on somebody where he maybe resorts to some dirty tactics. Seth Rollins or even Finn Balor.
Maybe Finn will turn heel because he's tired of not getting his opportunity.
Oh, I can see that. I can see that. He's tired of not getting his fucking Universal opportunity. He's tired of not being.
What if he turns heel on Seth Rollins and then he goes after Roman as well because he wants a Universal title match? And then that could also be more build up for the. That's more build up for the Balor Club versus the Shield as well. We have Dean supposed to be coming back soon after WrestleMania. So
You right. You doing that.
hey,
I give you props
Hey.
to have that theory. I give you props for that
That's
theory. I
right. You
never
heard
thought
it here
about that.
first on Dat Wrasslin podcast.
that's right. Duly noted. Duly noted, guys.
When is he turning.
Shield versus Balor Club. You heard it here first, guys. Get ready for what's gonna happen.
Ben, I don't know an official date, but they said shortly after WrestleMania. So
okay, yeah,
could be right in time.
Like there will be like a heel Dean or heel Seth.
That slam put him in a bad way, guys.
Well, if they're gonna do what Soldier said, none of the Shield members are gonna be here. So if they do what Soldier said, then yeah, none of them is gonna be here, and Finn Balor's gonna be the one here and have this storyline started up with the Balor Club versus the Shield. But if they're not gonna do that, I think I see the person being heel here is I still see Dean being a heel. Not really like a heel, but what Sheep said before, a guy that you can like and not like. It's more of a fan choice type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I
Rebel
do
without
see.
a cause.
Yeah. I do see him, either coming back and being pissed off about something and just beating up one of the members or doing like a stabbing back like Seth Rollins type thing. Who knows?
Okay, will we ever see like the Seth Rollins, the Dean Ambrose?
He misses the mark.
He might need glasses, Cole. His
will we
eyesight
ever
is
see
clearly
Dean Ambrose
compromised.
versus Samoa Joe rivalry? That'd be a because remember, Samoa Joe did attack Dean
Seth
Ambrose.
Rollins finds a way out. He wants no part of the outside.
I don't know what they're gonna do with Samoa Joe, honestly.
I think he might be
I feel like he's gonna come into a match.
I see Samoa Joe having a face turn coming soon.
The big strike. That one was off the mark.
Maybe back to his
He's so good
TNA.
as a heel, though.
He is really good at the hill, but I don't think he's getting the push that he deserves. He's a really, really good performer. And he was really good as a face in TNA. He was very loved.
Showing off some of his speed there. And here's the
I think he deserves a face turn to get that love from the fans.
Great job escaping, trying to turn this thing
I don't think he gets the buzz he deserves right now.
Can he do it here?
I think he gets a lot of, but he's just injured. He gets injured quite a bit. It seems like he's on the
That's
shelf
true,
for-
but
I mean, he's missing a lot. But when he's there, he's freaking relevant. He was a serious threat to Brock Lesnar. He had a pay-per-view match with Brock Lesnar for the Universal title. I mean, he was getting his pushes, and I mean, he was legitimate. When he comes back, I mean, I think he'll be a good.
That's why I feel like he's gonna interrupt in somebody's match, some big match.
There's got to be surprises because it's WrestleMania.
yeah, somebody's gonna come back. There's gonna be at least one big comeback.
So we can agree on that, right? Yeah, somebody's gonna be coming back.
We definitely can.
Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next match. We had Asuka versus Mickie James in that whole promo with Alexa Bliss beforehand. What do you guys think about this?
I'd like to bring up one thing that when did Mickie James and Alexa Bliss become friends again? Was it Elimination Chamber?
It was around Elimination Chamber, yeah. They kind of teamed up because everybody else had a friend.
I didn't see the interaction where they started to be friends again. Because, I mean, in the Elimination Chamber, they weren't really. And then after they were, like the next Raw, there they were buddy-buddy again. And maybe it's because I got the Hulu version and I get like a condensed version of
me
Raw.
too.
Maybe I missed that interaction, but it's like they just threw it in there out of nowhere. Like, oh, by the way, they're friends again. You know, they're just.
I agree. I think the same thing happened to me.
Maybe Street knows more about it than I do, but I didn't see any explanation for it.
Honestly, if we want to talk about, honestly, I just think it's a whole build-up for this rumor about, Nia Jax being a babyface. That's why I think it's just a whole build-up, this storyline that's going on with Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss and all that, and it's just a build-up for her.
Showing very few signs
I agree.
Obviously.
Yeah, there's no
But
way you can count here.
I also like to point, I don't like the combination of Alexa Bliss and Mickey James.
Me either. It's
I
awkward.
see the combination here. I don't like it, but I see what they're trying to do with it. You know, you got Mickey James, one of the best back then. She won so many titles, and then you got the, you know, the evolution of
But Mickey
the women's
James was
division.
always a face.
Yeah, and Alexa Bliss is basically on par with Mickey James though, with, you know, them both being good, and you know, we got
I don't see the chemistry and the acting thing backstage where they were gossiping. Which I guess I might be skipping forward a little bit, but that just doesn't seem like Mickey James. It seems like Mickey James wouldn't be the kind of person that would be in the locker room doing gossip.
I agree. I think the whole thing with Mickey and Alexa is very awkward, and I feel very weird about it. I personally don't like it.
I get what you guys are saying, but like I kind of understand what WWE is trying to do with them both, as them being similar in a way, about, you know, past and present type deal. But they could have probably got somebody else other than Mickey James for this kind of little storyline.
That's what I think. They should have got like another person more like Alexa Bliss, more similar, like Carmella or something. Another on different. Yeah, they're on different.
No, because you need somebody that is from the past that, you know, won, you know, the women's title many times, and, you know, was one of the best back then. And then we have, you know,
he's taking a long
Alexa
time
Bliss
to get up,
with a
guys.
similar
Perhaps playing a little possum here, Cole.
I should say. But I think that they stuck with Mickey James for this is because maybe they couldn't get another female wrestler to do this part. I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm a little stepping over a bit on that. And I don't know, but I ain't got much to say about it, honestly.
And we're back to this form
It is what it is. Like the women's division, like I said earlier, I don't know what they're trying to do with it other than trying to make the women's more active and have, you know, the first ever women's this and first ever women's that, just so they kind of be on par with the men's division, and they're getting as much attention as the men's are, and not just, you know, the females being the one that's not getting the attention.
which is clearly easier
Okay,
said
yeah,
than
can
done.
you also, as you actually
Abuses him with an elbow.
like this first ever women's show. Okay, yeah. Okay, so did you hear about like what they're gonna be doing at WrestleMania? They might be doing fabulous. Wow.
Yeah.
Let's skip him forward. Let's
skip him
wait on
forward,
that.
Ben.
Yeah,
Come on.
let's enter the rumors.
Spoiler.
Actually, yeah, but now like they're not even doing it now.
Well, Ben, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait on that. So let's hold off. We'll talk about that later. Ben. Okay, we'll talk about it at the end. We're talking about Raw
Ben is
right
getting
now.
a little bit hyper. He really wants to talk about it. He's been holding in your hands.
We'll talk about it
We
after.
will.
It's been a while freaking nice ever since like I've ever started hearing about it.
That's fine, but we'll talk about it when it's time to talk about it. There's a time and place for everything. Let's keep going. We're on Asuka and Mickey James, and we're done with that, right? Unless anybody else.
Ben, let's get your input on this little bit of a Nia Jax versus Joan King match in the little promo segment that happened backstage.
Yeah, that's
Joan King. Did I not see that?
I don't think you did.
It was very fast. She basically just destroyed her.
Yo, I think Nia
It was a squash match.
After she actually heard
That's
what
probably why I didn't see it. I don't know why, but Bleacher Report gave it an A+, even though I didn't really see it.
Well, that's for the promo segment involved in everything. Mickey James and Alexa Bliss in the back talking gossip and
yeah, you didn't see that. You did see that, right, Street?
Yeah, I did see that. I just didn't see
Okay,
where
yeah.
I saw Nia Jax busting through the area looking for Alexa Bliss and all that. But I didn't see her fight anybody.
It was a
We
very
saw
quick match. It was like
right
one and done.
where she was watching the thing from the ring, you know, because she had just squashed it. I mean, she like picked her up and dropped her and pinned her. It was like some no-name person.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, I remember now. I remember. I've seen
You
like
forget
a
about
A
that.
half
little
of it at
brain
least.
fart going
It was
on.
very forgettable.
I, yeah, I've seen half of it though because I was in the bathroom last night when I came out.
Ah,
Just
okay. Oh, too
had
much
to
information
bring
here
somebody over.
tonight.
Hey, I gotta tell you why I didn't see you, alright? You calm down. Alright, we can go on to the next thing, which is the last in the main event. Let's bring
Yeah.
it up.
Yes, the
Ooh,
tag team
this is good.
battle
I think this is.
royale.
Hang on. Wait a minute. Hang on a second.
I
We
think
did
this
actually
is the
miss
big
a
thing.
promo. We did miss something.
No, we didn't
Yeah,
miss nothing.
excuse me.
No,
The
we didn't
Woken
miss
Matt Hardy
nothing.
revealed his Woken family. That's
Oh,
what we
yeah,
missed.
That was more of a
It was a
commercial,
commercial.
but yeah, that
Yeah,
is
that was more of a
we didn't
commercial.
miss over that. That's true.
Told ya. I knew what. Yeah,
I
did
was
my
actually I was glad that it had kind of all the little stuff. I was kind of worried that it was going to be kind of really just whatever WWE wanted to do. Like, no, y'all want to do this, but we're going to do this. So it had all the little Easter eggs and stuff that you would expect. We'll see how good of a match it actually is, though.
I think it might be a good match, but other than that, I don't know if it's gonna be a good match, honestly, because I've been watching these. Okay, so I've been watching this match from Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. Some of it I'm just like, why? And some of it's like, okay. But I guess it is a build up, I guess, for something at WrestleMania, whatever's gonna happen. I feel like something big is gonna happen in that match. And like how I said, um, what was it? The last podcast saying that I heard rumors that the match for the final deletion is gonna be casket type match. And I know in one of the like promos commercials of Matt Hardy talking about his compound, you see him like you see him carrying or like dragging something like it's kind of like a casket type thing. You see it for a couple of seconds. And I was trying to figure out why he's dragging that. And I couldn't really figure out other than it just being there for like
Maybe it's like a
I don't
little
know.
Nicky type thing, and he's got to capture the soul. You know, like get in the flask, Adrian, get in
but
the flask. You
but
know, that kind
yeah,
of thing.
I hope it's gonna be good. That's all I'm saying. Cause the matches he's been having is decent. It's not good, not as good as I thought it would be with him
Okay.
coming back with his broken gimmick.
Yeah, have you?
But
Okay. Yeah, I might actually. Yeah, I might actually be getting like a little off topic about this one. Street, have you actually seen like the final deletion match?
have I seen any final deletion matches? No, I haven't.
The Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy. Yeah, you should watch that.
I'd recommend the last one. You don't even need to see the build up and stuff between it to just like enjoy it. It's actually
Wait till
kind of cool and unique. I did think it was pretty cool. WWE
I'll
already
have to
kind of
check it out.
tried to do it with that kind of swamp match between New Day and the Wyatt family,
Oh
where they were
god,
like
that's
out in the woods. And
yeah.
they tried to capture a little bit of it. It seemed like, but it couldn't. It didn't come
yeah, but
close.
it just didn't work. I know. Yeah, yeah. I know what soul is like. Yeah, I know what soul. Or is it sheep? Okay, who just said about like the swamp match? That's what I'm just trying to figure it
That
out.
was sheep
I
saying
said it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know like what sheep is actually saying right now. Because I do remember I was watching like that swap match between the New Day and the Wife, and I'm just like, are they like trying to rip off freaking TNA? It's like,
Whoa.
what the fuck are they doing? What
So
was that anyway?
I'm here. I'm
so
here. Wasn't me.
Okay.
okay. Okay.
Wasn't me.
Also, okay,
Before we
so
get
Robert
on
Muller
to
actually.
that last battle royal match, you got anything to say about Matt Hardy thing?
I'm super excited for it. Matt Hardy is one of my longtime favorite wrestlers, him and Jeff. So
Same.
definitely.
You liked Matt better than Jeff?
No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, as a
Come on, everybody knows Jeff's favorite. Everybody liked Jeff better.
I don't know. I don't really view them as being individuals, even though obviously they both have had careers as individuals. Jeff being more successful. I just grew up with them as being the Hardy Boys. They're the Hardy Boys
Well,
to
the thing
me.
is, I mean, it's kind of obvious that Jeff is kind of more in shape
Hmm.
of the two, and it's not necessarily. I don't think it's even necessarily Matt Hardy's fault. It's just the way his body is. You know, that's his natural body chemistry. You can't really help it. Besides, like just I guess go crazy in the gym. Pull a Jinder Mahal and take steroids, but it just wouldn't be right. It wouldn't look right. He
Hmm.
wouldn't be Matt Hardy then. So,
Yeah.
but that's all I've got to add to that before we move
Yeah,
on
I think
to the best part
I'm really
for all.
excited for it
Yeah.
and for Matt Hardy's future and all the things that could come of all this. Jeff coming back, good stuff. Good. I'm really glad to see them back in WWE. Anything they
Definitely.
do is a positive.
Definitely. Okay, yeah, okay, so yeah, so do you think, like, there might be a way that, like, Bray Wyatt might have someone just to help him? Or what do you think is probably gonna happen?
I don't know, honestly.
I don't
I
honestly have
feel
any
like
predictions.
other
Yeah,
than the prediction
it's too difficult to call.
other than the thing I said about it might be a similar thing of a casket match type thing. That's rumor that's going around might be like a similarity of a casket match type thing going on. I I have a feeling that Jeff Hardy might show up, but not. I don't know, honestly. I really don't know. We can
Hmm.
just move on
Okay.
because I ain't.
Let's just leave it as a exciting
Yeah.
thing to look forward to. So we can move on to the tag team battle royal at the end of Raw. This was
Ooh.
pretty interesting.
Yeah.
This was pretty interesting. We were expecting a tag
Yeah,
team
but
battle royal until the man, the
Braun
myth,
Strowman.
the legend
Braun Strowman.
that loves to tip over shit.
Any and everything.
Honestly, what I thought when he came out, I thought he was gonna tip over the ring and just have everybody get off the ring. That's it. Braun Strowman won.
That would be great.
Well, he pretty much tipped over everybody over the top rope. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
What I
well,
loved about that
go.
match, yeah, what I loved about that match, and we all will agree on it, is how the tag teams combined forces and beat the shit out of Braun Strowman with that steel steps.
Mm.
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're not taking this shit anymore. Just fucking took the steps
It was like, yeah.
and hit him with the couple times.
Making his way to the ring from St.
Well,
Louis, Missouri,
I want to say that I think
weighing in
that,
at 250
in my opinion,
pounds,
maybe
he
nobody will
is the
agree with me, but
Apex Predator,
I think
the
this is the
Viper,
best thing best decision
Randy
WWE has made as far as booking and how to treat their talent and how to make, I think it's the best decision they've made in a long time.
Yes.
It's unprecedented, No one person has ever been tag team champion.
You are absolutely right, Cole.
But that's not what's going to happen. Obviously they're going to make him have a tag team partner, and we all kind of probably know who that might end up being, which I absolutely love. I'll let whoever might want to spoil that go ahead and make that part. But
Bray Wyatt.
Being
No,
the
it's
guy,
not.
being the myth, legend,
No.
Elias.
Yeah, it's going to be the Drifter.
It's gonna
Okay.
be the Drifter. He's gonna drift his way into a little bit of a tag match
Okay, what
with
are they even actually doing with Elias anyway? What are
So
they even doing?
okay, so that's
That's Raw.
the build up right there. That's the build up that they were giving Elias. That's why they were giving Elias that big push, having him be in all these matches and main events, is to give him that title shot opportunity towards the end. And that's what makes me feel like that Braun Strowman is gonna win the tag team titles from the Bar. And Elias will hold the tag team title. And having Elias and Braun as a tag team is kind of understandable. I might be crazy about it, but you've seen the feud that is going on. You can kind of see them being, you know, a tag team. Honestly, I don't know if you guys agree, but
I
I
think they would make a perfect tag.
I agree
I
too.
think that
It'll be
it
very
works
entertaining.
perfectly.
it would be.
It'd be a great title reign.
It counters Braun's charisma problem.
I think they might pull.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go on. No, go on.
Yeah, I think it makes. I mean, Elias already looks strong because he's already a big guy who's surprisingly good in the ring. And, you know, he's like John Cena's size. He's big.
Yeah.
And,
He is like John Cena's size.
and the music performances, like I said last week, are just getting better and better. So I mean, it's I mean, I can think of a million ways. Braun Strowman could be Elias's roadie. You know, he carries all. He's good at tipping stuff over, so he carries the big rigs and sets up for the concert. Comes out there and carries a big speaker and drops it in the ring so he can play his show or whatever. You know, there's a million different ways you could do Braun Strowman. I think it's perfect.
And I was gonna say that I feel like they're gonna those two tag teams are gonna be something similar to Rusev type thing. I can see that. I can see like being more of a steroid Rusev Day type thing going on. That's why I feel like they're trying to do something similar to that in a way.
Oh, Aiden English's gimmicks suck.
Yes, true. And that's why I think they see that gimmick, and that's why we have Elias. And you can't disagree saying that SmackDown and Raw don't have its similarities, because they do have their similarities.
Especially now.
They do got their kind of competitive similarities going on. You got the same stuff going on in both brands.
Absolution and Riot Squad.
Yeah, but different in a different. A little bit different, not too much, but a little bit different. So, I don't know. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm really excited to see it.
Okay, would you rather see Braun Strowman win the tag team belts by himself or as a tag team?
The tag team.
I don't think it would work out though, because the whole thing about the tag team title is a tag team title, and to have one person win both tag team titles would make dear to no sense at all. I mean, that's why they got singles titles. You know what I'm saying?
I think it would tarnish the value of the tag team titles. Is the problem?
Yeah, I think you got a point, but it is Braun Strowman.
But then they would start making that comparison to anybody else, like. If Braun Strowman can do it, then this guy could do it, and then it just tarnishes being a tag team.
Or freaking Brock Lesnar can do it, or Roman Reigns can do it. That's what I was trying to say. Soul put it better than I did.
Yeah, you got a point.
So I got away with words, eh?
Anybody thoughts on that? Yeah, wordsmith here.
A little bit of a wordsmith.
Yeah, I'm not that great with words, so.
So we can move on now from Raw. Raw was a pretty... I felt like after watching Raw, it's like, it's a pretty interesting podcast. There's a lot of things to talk about going on here on that episode. But we can move on to SmackDown now.
Yeah. And a lot of things happened on SmackDown. A lot of things.
And it started with AJ Styles versus Rusev.
Yeah, Styles versus
which okay, who got the victory in it? Also, AJ Styles. I think AJ Styles got the victory.
AJ Styles, of course.
Like I said,
this was another Shinsuke versus Rusev type match.
Yeah,
same concept.
Like I was saying, they're just giving Rusev these big matches to build them up. So, you know, there's not much to say about that. We already didn't say about the.
This is pretty predictable.
Oh, we did mention the celebrity match. Or celebrity challenge. Bringing that back up. Who would be? I mean, you know, Macaulay Culkin would be good, but do we want to see Rusev fight a celebrity at WrestleMania?
Of course
Do we
we
want to see
do.
him fight somebody serious? Do we? What do we want to see Rusev? I mean, because he definitely needs one. I hope he gets the WrestleMania day, but my problem is I think he may have tried to create his own by
I
going on
think
Twitter and trying to get his own push, and we've all seen how that worked out for Zack Ryder and everybody else that tried to create their own pushes.
You think he feels awful now? He's going to feel a whole lot worse in the morning.
Sorry for like swearing in the freaking podcast, but I suppose my aggression that
I'm not sure what's going on with Zack Ryder, and I could care less. I never really gave a shit about Zack Ryder, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not
never
drunk.
gave a shit about the hype bros, honestly. I thought they were alright tag team, but I don't know. They were kind of silly.
We may have discovered his favorite move.
Style, so not really
sickening thud.
But as we were talking about the Rusev having the WrestleMania matchup with a celebrity, I think it's best for him to go against somebody big, like a celebrity, because we can say that we're full for title matchups, for big matches. You know what I'm saying? WWE got their hands full on for these title matches. You know what I'm saying? They have nowhere to really put Rusev, and they're trying to push Rusev into, you know, being this big upcoming, you know, guy that will get another title run, and he will. He'll get his title run, but for the time being, as all these titles being booked in full with so many competitors, they have to do something kind of big with him, and having him getting all these pushes by facing big people like Shinsuke, AJ, and whatnot is good. Celebrity would be the best way to go, because then he would get more, you know, more attention there.
Also,
I agree.
There is actually a spoiler in the chat.
Not today.
Okay.
Until I returned last night.
He's in full control
now.
She returned last night? From what? What happened last night?
To what?
Okay, so yes, it was at Madison Square Garden, where it was her and Johnson.
Was that a house event?
Well done.
I think
there
it
a
was.
house event last night?
Well, I just need like
Must have been.
to see who they faced off against.
I don't remember.
Like they faced
hearing about a house event.
They faced off against.
And it looks like Matt Hardy's getting pushed to the limits here.
I know Elias was in that match.
This is one of the more evenly matched contests we've seen in quite some time. From the looks of things,
okay, Braun's partner is going to be Alexa Mole.
Shows no mercy. And that poor chair. It looks like a twisted heap.
Yeah, I didn't hear about no house event last night, so that's new to me. I've been looking at articles online too, but the thing I've been looking at is more rumors type
put
thing.
it like in the Discord? Hang on, I'll put it in Discord.
I'll look at it later, but we can move on to the next match.
Here it is.
We pretty much covered the first match of SmackDown.
Yeah, this next match, I don't really have much to say on it. I feel like we basically covered it. But in case you guys missed anything, the Bludgeon Brothers versus Jimmy Uso and Big E.
I got something to say about it. And this further proves my big old.
Ooh, that is true, Street. That is true.
This proves my big suggestion and theory I brought up multiple times on the podcast we did, of having New Day and Usos having a big stable, because I gotta say that match with who was it? Jimmy Uso and Big E. That was a decent match. They did a good tag team together. They were pretty good, and I liked it. And when I seen this came up during the matchup, I seen it came up, and I'm like, oh wow, this further proves my theory of them. They can definitely pull off a big stable with New Day and Uso. It could happen. I know it won't happen because of, you know, the New Day having the children, you know, the children love the New Day, you know what I'm saying? And having the New Day go with a kind of heelish type turn like the Usos, then you know, the children wouldn't like that. And I agree with that. But, like I said, it proves my theory. I don't know how you could prove that theory wrong because it was good. I like it.
That's true.
There we go. The Nuso Day. Nuso.
Yeah, the Usos Day. Okay, yeah, it was
Nuso?
John Cena and Nikki Bella taking out Elias and Sonya Deville. That's what it was.
And then look, they could do the, they could be new.
Nude?
No, you know how they say ooh? You know how they say ooh? Instead of saying ooh, they say ooh.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that'd be fun.
What? That just sounds like freaking porn.
This makes me more of a believer in Street's theory.
Yeah, it's gonna happen one day. It's gonna happen.
I thought he was crazy.
Even though it might not be a long running thing, it'll happen. It might not be what I want it to be of them creating like a stable for them, but more of a reunion, like not reunion, more of a union for them. And this kind of furthermore proves Ben. This kind of more proves to the whole WrestleMania idea of the New Day and Usos going against the Bludgeon Brothers. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna happen, guys. I see it. Usos and New Day, Bludgeon Brothers on the attack. It's good, man. I know I had a feeling like that. I felt it.
You're right.
Unlike somebody.
Wait, who are you talking about?
I just said it. I said, I'm not gonna say soul, but I said
I'm becoming a bit more of a believer. A little bit of belief going on.
It's gonna happen. And WrestleMania is where it's gonna start, so.
He's not looking good here, Byron.
I don't know what else you guys want to talk about that, other than what I just said, and you guys.
I have nothing else to say.
Yeah, I didn't know even what he. Okay, yeah. Okay, can I just say something now? I didn't know even what. That's why I'm just like.
I watched parts of it, and I will admit to that. I watched parts of it. I said I was gonna rewatch it tonight, but I never got the chance to. But I've seen enough of SmackDown to know what happened, so.
Yeah, all I was watching was freaking Tori Wilson and Sable in a bikini match. That's all I was watching.
That's kind of personal. You don't even know that, man.
Okay, so moving on again. We seen Asuka arrive on SmackDown for a little bit of a stare down with Charlotte.
That's one match that I do say that I'm pretty looking forward to.
Me too.
I'm intrigued to see how it goes down, and Charlotte is without a doubt probably one of the best women wrestlers we've seen in a while.
Like, we kind of covered this though earlier on Fastlane.
Yeah, that was kind of a topic of the Fastlane thing, and it does kind of bleed over. So it'll be. I think I've pretty much said everything I need to say about it.
I said pretty much everything that we said during the beginning of the season with Fastlane about with Charlotte and Asuka and Carmella.
Me too.
So we don't really even have to talk about it since we already talked about it. But for the people that didn't know what happened, yeah, we had Asuka back then and had to kind of stare down with Charlotte. And I felt like there was gonna be something until Randy Orton comes in, right, or something like that, Bobby Roode or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it was Bobby Roode. It was Bobby Roode.
Okay.
Actually, it was Randy Orton first. Randy Orton's music hit while they were still in the ring, and they kind of just left. And then that led us to Bobby Roode versus Jinder Mahal, and I have absolutely nothing to say about this. I'm over it. I'm just done.
We kind of covered this as well on Fastlane. We kind of covered this as well on Fastlane. And the strike lands. I agree with you, Soul. I don't know about you, Sheep.
It's boring. It's played out. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing these two wrestle each other. I'm tired of Jinder Mahal's bullshit. I'm just I'm letting my personal feelings get involved. You know, there's a difference between
Just tell us how you really feel.
your wrestling fan side of you and your personal side of you. I don't know if you guys have a difference there. I definitely have two different personalities. And my personal feelings is overwhelming on this one. I'm just sick. I'm sick and tired of Jinder Mahal's bullshit. That's all I gotta say about that. I'm not gonna keep talking because if I keep talking, I'm gonna keep raging. I'm gonna curse a lot. I'm gonna say a lot of stuff I shouldn't say. So I'm just gonna move past that.
Asuka is Nakamura.
Oscar Mora.
It's similar in a way. But yeah, like I already said, I touched the base on this on Fastlane. Well, on the Fastlane part in the beginning of the stream. I touched base on my feelings and my thoughts about Jinder Mahal and his...
We can almost say we covered all of SmackDown on Fastlane already, except for the end of SmackDown.
Just about. The next match is Naomi versus Carmella. That again is another thing to build up Carmella for the inevitable Money in the Bank cash in WrestleMania that we all see coming.
Yeah, that's just another build up. Carmella got to be active for her build up. And I know I see that rival, and it's just there for that build up. There's not much to talk about it. I don't think Ben has anything to say about it either, other than wanting to see them in a bra and panties match.
That's definitely personal feelings there.
Ben?
Ben?
Thoughts, Ben?
I think he's taking care of business right now.
Take care of business.
Okay, what is it? What's the match we're talking about? Because I'm just like dozing off.
Ben, it's the Carmella and Naomi match. Anything to say about it?
Can I just quickly just say something? Yeah, this whole rivalry between like the freaking four divas, I'm just like not even I'm just like not even caring about it anymore because it's just pathetic.
I don't think anybody cares about it.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
I've already said my thoughts and opinion about the women's division and all this.
Well, there are people that on the women's division that are good and deserve to be, highlighted.
I know.
But a lot of them aren't the ones that are getting. They're not doing it right.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a good booking decision, in my opinion.
Yep.
That's whatever. Just build up.
A little bit of a build up.
Okay, yeah, there is actually like a reason why I'm actually not even talking this talking about that Divas match right now. Yeah, because there is something I do really want to talk about, and it's just heartbreaking just to freaking see this freaking happen. This yeah, I'll let you guys actually just discuss.
Was it on SmackDown?
It was on SmackDown, but I think it was in the main event. I need to quickly check this also. See if I'm true.
Okay, so we can lead into
talk about the last match.
You can lead into Shane McMahon's announcement for WrestleMania.
That's what I was actually. Yeah,
guys, you guys can discuss this. I'll be back in just a moment. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So
this
go
match,
on then.
Yeah, this.
It's not really a match. It's more of like a promo type segment.
So SmackDown commissioner Shane McMahon, he goes to the ring, start talking about like what's happening at WrestleMania between yada, and then he books a match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and then it says what did he say about it? He said Daniel Bryan will return to the Blue Brand next week. And and also and he actually also declared that Owens and Zayn will be competing against each other at WrestleMania. And then here comes Kevin Owens to come out to the ring. And
before we get into that, before we go ahead into that, let's just let's just say, let's not forget that Shane did say that he's gonna take a step down as commissioner as well. He
That's
said
true.
he's
I
not
think
gonna be
that's
commissioner.
that was purely storyline and purely to
You think so?
give. Yeah, it was mostly to give Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens a legitimate excuse to be able to attack him. Just like
Yeah.
I see that.
just like when Vince McMahon said, when he asked Vince McMahon, um, I can hit a McMahon and won't nothing will happen. And then as soon as he said, shook his hand or said, yeah, he decked him or headbutted him. It's kind of that same thing. They're using their own words and their own things against them. And that's what Sami Zayn, what Kevin Owens is best at.
Okay, yeah.
I
Okay, yeah,
applaud
but
that
I just
decision.
want to actually. Okay, yeah, but I just want to actually like get your guys' like opinion on this. Do you think like this match between what's Shane McMahon actually booked for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn? Do you think like it's just man, what's like the word that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens like they use this? It's like I'm trying to find that word right now. I can't even think of what I'm trying to say. I think it's like sort
Ben, can you
of.
ready up on the game, by the
Oh
way?
yeah, I'm ready up. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm trying to say. I'm just so confused right now what to say about. Pick.
Pick somebody from
Jeez.
NXT, by the way. Pick
Yeah, you
somebody
should
from
probably get,
NXT,
yeah,
since
Fine then.
we're gonna
Stuff him.
be pretty
Pick a
much
dream. I can
over.
make it up.
There you go.
good enough. That works.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So then
That was
So then
quick.
they actually. Okay. So yeah. So then they start like freaking mocking him. Thanking him for for the opportunity at WrestleMania, and then they actually like beat the shit out of him. They
Ooh.
because it even included a haluva kick from Sami Zayn and a pop-up powerbomb from Kevin Owens, and then the officials tried to stop the beatdown, and the Yep movement took them out too, the officials, and
Yeah.
then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn they continued the attack on Shane McMahon, wrapped a chair around his Shane McMahon's neck, and then drove him into the ring post. Which I'm just
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, I think like they actually may have like took that like just like a little bit too far. Yo, I
Let's.
think
No, no, no. Do you not
they should be
remember the Kurt
they
Angle
should be
thing with the
fine.
glass? They didn't take
They
that.
should be fine. They should be fine.
Oh, you're talking about storyline stuff. He's talking about
Yeah,
kayfabe stuff. He's actually believing this stuff. This guy over here.
but how are you?
No.
I'm a little bit pissed.
No, that was
What
great.
Kevin Owens and
And
Sami Zayn did, it's just stupid. What Kevin Owens did.
who knew that Shane McMahon could sell so well?
Oh,
I
that
was
is
gonna
true.
bring that up about the whole ladder thing. I was
Yeah,
kind of hoping that Soul would be back so we can discuss this
I think he is
ladder
because he hit
bump.
ready. He
I think
readied
he
up,
was
and he said,
he's
"Hit
been
ready,
ready though.
Ben."
Yeah, that's what he
He's been
did.
Yeah,
ready.
he's here. He's just being quiet.
That's what I freaking did.
But
Now,
yeah, that whole ladder bump Shane took, man, you think that Shane sold that, and I kind of believe he might have sold that, but I never seen him sell something so
I think
good.
it really hurt, no doubt. But that's
Honestly,
what Shane
yeah,
does. I mean,
yeah.
he got like
But
all cut
that
up when he got
grunt,
thrown to that
man,
glass. Yeah, that
that
was
grunt
rough.
is what got me. That noise, that grunt he made, that sounded like something that I would fucking sound like
Making his
when I
way
get
to the
hurt like
ring
that. Like
Yeah,
you
so
seen all this shit Shane does, high
weighing
risk
in
maneuvers
at
off
254
the fucking,
pounds.
yeah,
you know,
it kind of
calling the
sounded like
fog
me
shit.
one time when I fell out of
Guys,
a
there is
tree.
so much intrigue here
Yeah,
heading into this fatal
and
four-way
that's
match.
why
That's what you get, Michael, when you have four
that's
I will
superstars
say
running the
why I
show.
yeah,
said
I think
that
I have done that.
this bump he took was
And
so
Byron, I
good
would say these
because
guys look more than ready to start this
it was a
match. So
hard
is this
bump.
crowd,
And
Michael,
I know
and
Shane McMahon
justifiably
likes to
so.
do all this
This one's
crazy
going to be
shit, but I
simply
never
amazing.
seen him sell something like that, even if it was a sell.
It was
I'm,
that was pretty intense.
it was pretty good. And I was kind of
Pretty
worried for a
intense.
bit. I was kind of worried for a bit. I was like, wow, Shane is really in pain here. Is this
Gotta
real or
say,
what?
The Drew McIntyre character model looks pretty accurate.
Oh yeah.
That's one of the better ones. There's some garbage ones in here, but that's one of the better ones.
Well, that's the one from the DLC, right?
Yeah. The DLC ones a lot of times aren't that good because they rush them. They just throw them together real fast. But
I'm here, you guys.
this one,
All
welcome
right.
back.
So we were talking about the big bump Shane took on the ladder, and we were talking about how that was sold really well. Like it really looked like it. Like whoa, he did really get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like he grunted.
Yeah, I feel like he
Man, I
did
never
really
seen
get hurt.
anything like that. Yeah,
I was a little nervous.
I was too. I was saying that. I was kind of worried about Shane there because I never heard anything like that from his. I never heard anything like that out of everything he did. All these high-risk maneuvers that he does and crazy shit that he likes to do. I never heard anything like that.
Byron, what's the thought process for these
It was
superstars
crazy.
heading
Me
into
either.
this
That
He
sounded like
sounds like a
real
wounded
pain.
buffalo.
It sounded like real pain.
Yeah.
So for these superstars,
Yeah,
it'll be important to make sure they're not on the
Sheep
wrong
saying it sounded like how
of
he
those
fell out of the
alliances.
tree, and that's something he did.
And the good news is that he appears to be coming into
Yeah,
tonight
that's
with a
pretty
little
intense.
extra
That's pretty intense. I
motivation.
liked it.
Yeah, he's really had a chip
Yeah,
on
I'm
his
in
shoulder
Arkansas.
as
We
of
still
late,
climb
and it
trees
seems to
down
have
here.
been
So
helping him.
I'm sure you guys did.
Okay, so yeah, so I know like Danny Bryan, he will be returning to the Blue brand next week. That's what Shane McMahon did say.
Yeah. And
That was,
just
like one of his announcements.
just to bring this up, it's a rumor and not a rumor. It's kind of true, mostly about that match. Kevin Owens and Sammy, WrestleMania is gonna be a triple threat match. I feel like it's been brought up. I think I posted the
Yeah.
article. I think I did post the article in Discord about that being a triple threat match with Shane McMahon and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, or not really a triple threat match, but triple threat match or a handicap match. But because with this whole thing that's going, it's kind of confusing me right now. With this whole thing about Kevin Owens and Sammy,
Ladies and
it's
gentlemen, it
going
is now
back
time
and
for our
forth.
fatal four-way
Are
match.
they
One of
friends
these
or are they
superstars
not friends?
will
Are
walk
they
away from here with
frenemies?
plenty to brag about,
Like,
while
what's
the
going on
other
here? You know
three
what I'm
will
saying?
likely
yeah, that was a
what
little
went
bit
wrong for them here
confusing.
tonight.
I
Like,
think they're frenemies.
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
And
well,
I
they
feel
pulled
like
that kind of
both-
trick with Jericho, and their friendship lasted just a little bit longer. You know, it was like, oh, it was all just a ploy, just to get you here, so we could do this, and then you know it'll actually turn back again. But I don't know. I like
feel
them
like
as
they're
friends.
just using each other to. I guess they're using each other with the same for the same reasons. Like they both are misused as the storyline is. They're both misused and not getting their opportunities in this whole conspiracy about it all. And I feel like they're just using each other. You know what I'm saying? If I'm saying that right, if you guys understand what I'm trying to get to, is that they're both using
Yeah,
each other
One thing to keep an eye
Yeah,
out for
I see that.
as
like
leverage.
the
You know what I'm saying?
formation of
To get
alliances.
their way,
When that happens, looking for
to
the
get
quick
what they
pin.
want. I should say.
he executes a textbook schoolboy.
But yeah, I guess we can go on to the next thing here. Something that I never watched.
Let's take
A little bit of a
look.
recap of NXT.
Quick pin attempt here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll.
Oh, yeah, here's
I know what
Aleister
happened
Black.
because I watched. So
I
the
did start watching
first thing was Dusty
Nicely
Rhodes
executed.
classic tag team match, Sanity versus Tino Sabatelli and Riddick Moss. I'm a big fan of Sanity. I don't care what anybody
Nice shot
thinks.
by Drew
So
McIntyre.
it's
But,
definitely a shot at Soul.
Tino Sabatelli and Riddick Moss, I think both are gonna be something later, but not right now. You know, they definitely aren't ready yet. You can see the breakup thing starting to happen, but I don't know where they'll go as far as singles. I think Tito's probably more of a jobber than anything, but maybe can kind of push some kind of rich asshole gimmick later on down the road on the main roster.
He paid for that one. Oh,
But
man,
they don't.
big
The fans
time.
don't like him.
I can see him being
They
like
hate him.
an American Jinder Mahal. If that makes sense at all.
Back in
Yeah,
the ring again.
yeah, absolutely. But I mean, Sanity obviously came out on top, so they'll go on, and Sanity remained strong, and you know it was a good decision, and it
Oh,
worked in
my,
both
what
ways.
a
They needed to
slam.
fuel the animosity between
Drew
Riddick
McIntyre got
and
him there.
Sabatelli, and they needed to have Sanity win. And if you remember, Sanity was in. They came together in the first Tag Team Classic. That's where they made their first appearance.
Oh, he's able
Kind of
to
came
reverse
out
it.
of nowhere, and everybody was like, "Whoa, who are these guys?"
For Dunn.
So
In four-way matches such as
this is their second one. It'd kind of be interesting to see if that plays into it. If they win, you know, because of that,
He just has to make sure he keeps
Yeah.
something to that effect.
Can I actually also talk about just like this Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic? Okay, so yes, I do have a little bit of an
No, he
update
reverses
on
it.
one of the teams competing in the match.
Aleister Black with some good timing here.
Can I just say this?
Mhm.
Oh, and he's one step
Okay.
ahead on that one.
Okay, so yeah, so you know,
slammed him with
Mustache. Now, sorry if I pronounced it like the first name of it right. Okay, so yeah, so
lands a
Tyler Bate is
jarring
injured with like a little bit of a nagging knee injury. Yeah, this.
Oh, yeah, here's
looks
Aleister
like they have to withdraw like their squad.
That'll slow Drew McIntyre down a bit.
Who?
Making matters worse, she's got not one, but
Okay,
three
hang on, let me
guys looking to
Who's
destroy
injured?
him tonight.
in,
And I guarantee you, the other three
Tyler
guys see the
Bate.
predicament he's in,
Tyler
and are
Bate.
thinking of
He's
ways
not
to
in the.
capitalize on it.
injured with.
He's not in the tournament.
Yeah, he is. Him.
Is he?
Yeah,
He is.
him and yeah, they
He is
were.
actually in it.
Mustache Mountain was him and
Okay, yeah.
what's it, Trent Seven.
Were they?
Yeah, I'll put in like a Discord.
Yeah, I think they were.
I'm sorry, I
They'd
didn't. I
already
don't.
been replaced,
I don't
so
remember
it's
that.
kinda-
I don't remember seeing that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think it was quiet. They kept it kind of quiet, kind of thing. I only saw a brief little.
And he lands a
Post
savage
about it.
elbow. He doesn't appear to be in a hurry to get up here.
I just don't think he has it in him
Yeah, but
anymore.
it was like okay, yeah, but it's like a little bit shocking.
Aleister Black beginning to
But
look
now
a
I've
little
actually,
tired.
but
He
now
needs to
I've
find a
just
way to
got
get
that
back on
like
the
that
offensive. He wants
question
to
like,
take this fatal four-way
which
match.
tag team
I
would
can't
actually
tell
feel
you
like
how
spotting
many
could
victims
actually be
have
like a new
suffered the
tag
same
team.
fate.
Such
could
as
be
I
it,
know like
guys.
they did bring in a team. What was it? It was called. Damn it!
Tough to breathe after that one.
Tag team. As well, right now. Yeah, I know that they did bring in War Machine.
And he delivers a knee.
Do you think like they might get that spot?
Big trouble for Aleister Black.
It's possible. That would be a good last-minute decision, I think.
Drew McIntyre beginning to look a little uneasy. You can't help but wonder if you can turn things around here in
But
this.
beyond that,
Looks to me like he's
Yeah,
on
go ahead,
Dream
go ahead.
Street right now, fellas. That's not a
Yeah,
place
because
you
I
want
saw
to be when
like
you're
He may get the 3 count right
I saw
there.
like that post like on the WWE.com, and
Knocked
I
off
was
his
just like,
feet.
Now that's a takedown.
okay,
The clothesline
this
finds
is
the
actually like a
mark.
little bit interesting. Yeah, so who's like gonna be like that tag team that's gonna replace
Aleister Black being
Mustache
tested here.
Mountain?
He
It's
needs to
like,
weather the
okay,
storm
let's
for any
see.
chance of a comeback. And this
Or
counter
like
here.
shocking.
Nobody controls the pace of a match quite like this
that's a
guy.
good observation, man. Yeah, that may be who they
and he's
put in
still
there,
down,
but
Byron.
you would think they would make it be a surprise. So we'll see probably Wednesday who does it. But I guess that leads into the second match of the night, which is Dakota Kai and Lacey Evans. And
Now back to the ring.
as far as these matches go,
Damaging.
it was good. It served a purpose to tell the story, and it made Shayna Baszler look scary as hell. But it made Dakota Kai look like a, just I guess because she got injured.
Like Bayley?
Shayna Baszler, but yeah, exactly. I didn't know how to put it, but you just nailed it right on the head there.
Like innocent. Oh my God, I got hurt.
He's on Dream Street.
You're too rough.
Oh my God, there she is. Like she looked like she saw a villain in a horror movie.
By a large margin there.
So
Come on, how do you miss by
I wasn't really happy about that, you know, them just kind of burying somebody, but I guess somebody's got to get buried. Might as well be a new person or whatever. But other than that, it was, I mean, I guess it did what it needed to do. I mean, did you watch it, Soul? Do you have any thoughts on it?
Yeah, I watched it. I think it was just more build up for Ember Moon versus what's her name, Shayna.
Yeah.
And I don't care too much for her.
Who's the women's?
I don't care too much for her. I don't like Shayna at all.
It's Ember Moon.
Ember Moon's okay. I just can't. I just really don't like
I
Shayna.
will admit that those arm things that Shayna Baszler does, those look like they hurt so bad.
Hang on a second. What was that, Street?
I for sure thought Ember Moon was gonna go to the main roster.
So did I.
Not yet.
She will eventually.
I thought she was gonna be one of those drafted along with Bobby Roode, Shinsuke, and Samoa Joe and whatnot.
I thought it was gonna be her before it was gonna be Ruby Riott.
Title run. She never got a title run. So.
That's true, but
well, neither did Riott.
Well, all the fans weren't yelling for Ruby Riott to get her title run. You know, Ember Moon was up for the title against Asuka like 2 times and lost it, and then like up against somebody else, I think, and lost it. So she needed her redemption before she moved on. You know what I mean?
I get you.
He might have it. And there it is.
Hey, what else we got happening?
Oh yeah, after that was another Dusty Rhodes Classic match, and that was Street Profits and Heavy Machinery.
This one was bittersweet for me because I love both of these tag teams. They're both really entertaining.
It didn't matter. They're both very funny, you know, stakes and weights, baby. And then Street Profits, their promo, I don't know if it was this week or last week, or I can't remember when I saw it, but they did one where they were like interviewing each other.
Oh, that was hilarious.
And, yeah, and they were pretending like that they were just fans of themselves.
When he said, I'm gonna have to go with those Street Profits, and the other guy started running down the street.
Yeah, just ran away. They've got great charisma, and I think it's funny. I think the dance moves will get old unless they start doing new ones. They keep doing that same stirring the pot move and the other thing. But the Heavy Machinery guy drinking out a dude's solo cup.
Yeah, that was great.
I mean, there were so many great spots in it, and I thought it was great for 2 kind of comedy bit characters a little bit. I think they're a bit comedy, you know, oriented and around, you know, getting laughs as well as being serious competitors. But yeah, I can't be happier with both teams. But I mean, I probably would have rather seen Heavy Machinery go over because they've been there longer.
Same here. That's what I thought would happen.
Street Profits are still, they've got, I think, more momentum behind them than Heavy Machinery does, because Heavy Machinery took some pretty heavy losses here lately.
Did we talk about the Tommaso Ciampa thing?
No, we'll build to that. We're not there
coming.
yet. Now we can move on to, I mean, unless you had anything you wanted to add to that tag team match. So.
Oh no, you pretty much covered it all.
And after that was the UK Championship match. Pete Dunne versus Adam Cole, baby. Yeah, that was a good match.
It was a really good match between the 2 of them, and I'm disappointed with the way it ended. I wanted a decision.
Well, here's the thing: if you had a decision, somebody, you know, a lot of times we talk about making somebody look weak, making somebody look strong, or they both came out looking good. This is one of those decisions where, if you didn't do it this way, somebody would have looked bad.
True.
You can't have Pete Dunne look bad because he's the UK champion. You can't have Adam Cole take the UK championship because, well, I don't think it's quite time for them to have a foreigner hold the UK championship just yet. Let the Brits have their title for a little bit longer before we start having, you know, Americans be the European champ.
I
You know,
agree.
sure, we have foreigners be the United States champ all the time, but it's more about a respect thing, I think, to me. And you know, their style of wrestling is different, and it deserves a little bit more of a spotlight. I think Pete Dunne and Tyler Bates matches were great, and they deserve a little bit of respect.
I agree with all of that.
That's why I think that match had to go down that way. I think everything that needed to happen happened. I think it was a great little bit, and I mean, it was a good way to keep the spotlight, have what's his name still be out there, even though he's injured probably for like 6 months.
Bobby Fish.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was Fish or O'Reilly, but yeah, he's out for like 6 months. I think ACL and MCL or something. You know,
I'm surprised they had him
pretty
in there
serious surgery.
stomping on Pete Dunne like that with an injury.
Yeah.
I was really surprised to see that. Usually they don't let you even get in the ring.
I can't believe how many times we've seen those steps be a factor here tonight.
Well, you know, those UK guys, they're out there to prove something. They're really trying to, because they're you know, I mean, I'm sure they've got, you know, a contract, but I'm sure their contracts aren't quite as lucrative as the people from the States. You know, they're still trying to make it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it may not be that may not be the case, especially since he's the champion and won some awards, you know, this year and stuff like that. But, yeah, anything to add to that? Opinions, thoughts?
I'm sorry, are you asking me?
Yeah, anybody. Really.
Street?
Anybody had anything to add to it? You know, you're the big NXT expert, Street. What do you got to say about that?
Yeah, I think that dude is gonna win.
Excellent. Okay, you heard it here, guys. That Wrestling Podcast. That dude is gonna win.
It's official.
After that, Aleister Black and Andrade Almas. The takeover match, kind of getting everything sorted out and storyline set. It did a good job. I don't know how this leads in with what's his name being gone with with Roderick Strong being gone, or not Roderick Strong,
Bobby Fish.
Johnny Wrestling, yeah. With Johnny Gargano being gone, and they just threw Candice LeRae in there. So is Candice LeRae now going to be a bigger deal? Are they going to have a
I think so.
Candice LeRae Zelina Vega match at TakeOver? I'm kind of interested in that.
I am too. I think that's what's gonna happen.
I think that you know, she'll kind of get a little bit of push off of Johnny Gargano. She'll be like, you know, we'll probably call her Candice Wrestling or something.
Probably.
I don't know, Mrs. Wrestling.
Okay, so yeah, so we actually get
To think, I almost wrote him off earlier. He's looking for the win.
So is NXT done? Is that it?
Well, we had the Aleister Black promo.
Yeah, Aleister Black was good, and I mean, yeah, he's the one
makes
who called out
NXT.
Candice LeRae. Yeah. I mean, right now.
The unfortunate reality is he might not get up. Which wouldn't shock me one bit. Talk about a beating he's taken here. Whoa.
Yeah, he sure seems to like that, Michael. Maybe a little too much.
I think Aleister
yeah,
Black cracking a couple jokes
To the outside now.
on Zelina Vega was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, that was good, and you know, Aleister Black.
Low-key
you
mic
never
skills.
quite know what to expect from a promo from Aleister Black, so that was a little bit entertaining.
Showing a little bit of hint of, hey, I can get on the mic and talk a little bit of shit.
This is not good at all.
Definitely.
Ain't that right, Street?
Piss up.
Poor chair. It looks like a twisted heap.
anything actually
Yeah.
else that's
Sure.
we've been
That's
at
right.
it. we've only got about like one person watching the stream right now. I don't think anyone's actually here.
Oh, that's fine, Ben. We've gone pretty long on this time. All we've got left is the rumors anyway, so.
And we got some good rumors to talk about that we didn't talk about yet.
Yo, we did actually miss some
I
promos.
just don't think he had
Yeah, I
clearly
did say in
looking
the
to
chat.
incapacitate his
We
opponent
did
here.
miss some
Trying to send him to a local medical facility.
Oh, we did. We skipped the Tommaso Ciampa promo. That is right. You're absolutely.
Hey, it seems to be
I
working.
forgot about that. That was another great Tommaso Ciampa promo, I have to say.
Okay, do you think like Johnny Wrestling, he's actually like that big impact, that where Tommaso Ciampa, he's
Doesn't
just
show any
saying,
signs of getting up here, guys.
right now, like,
No, he's taking one heck of a beating, Michael.
will this pain ever go away with Johnny Wrestling being gone? Do you think like
Soul, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Did you see I think that like they gave the crowd all those signs. I don't think anybody brought all those Johnny Wrestling signs.
I think they handed them out.
Or like the
Yeah, they were
hugger
like, here,
like
guys.
sign, hugger section. You know how they have the hugger section signs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre is
I think
getting
those
ready.
signs
yeah,
are
that
doing that.
entire whole thing was
Huge
filled
move
with
right
Johnny
there.
Gargano.
This one is over.
He's bringing it back inside the ring now.
Yeah, the whole arena was, so it was just like, okay. And then he, went crazy again. Classic.
Dunn looking very
Okay, yeah,
fatigued.
do you actually like the nickname that they gave to Tommaso Ciampa?
I guarantee you that all three of the competitors he's in the ring with right now know that he's
I think that's, yes, I like, that's the perfect
match.
nickname for that dude. That dude looks like that should be his nickname. Like,
Okay,
if I met
Oh,
him
so going off
and
the shit.
he was walking down the street with his friend, and I said, oh, what's up, dude? Who's your friend? And I go, oh, this is my friend, Psycho Killer. I'd be like, oh, okay. And I would believe that. I'd be like, yeah, okay, cool. How's it going, Psycho? Or Mr. Killer? Psycho, how do I address you, sir? I don't want to mess this up.
These superstars wearing the
My
wounds
friend
right now
Jeff
of what has
goes
been and
to
got him again. That's the second
Oh
time
my
tonight.
god. I still was a freaking beat up Drew McIntyre day. It's not beat
So-
up Drew McIntyre day.
Is it over?
Really relying on that. What a fatal four-way victory.
Let's go back then.
So glad.
Yeah. We
Okay,
also
so
had
yeah,
Candice
that's
LeRae crash the NXT.
that was what I kind of led with that part.
Yeah. But now it's time for the rumors. Oh wait, did we discuss the 205?
We don't
Live?
have to go into another match because the rumors.
Oh yeah,
are
we
closed.
definitely have to cover 205 Live because it was so amazing
Oh, yeah,
and epic.
dude.
Everybody,
I
Twitter,
I
it's so
totally know all
amazing that
about
we
it.
covered it in the last two episodes. Alright?
Should we?
Last two
I don't know if we
episodes.
should talk about. Should we talk
No,
about?
no,
No.
we don't talk
Look,
about it. And
Here's
not
what
until it
happened in
comes out,
205
man.
Live. People wrestled and Drake did some stuff, and when it becomes good again, we'll talk about it.
Okay, yeah.
Cedric
can we actually get
Alexander
onto, like, the
probably
rumors now?
will win the championship, and then maybe we'll see.
Can we also
Let's get
go
to
into the
rumors. Let's get to
Yeah,
rumors. Let's get to the
rumors.
rumors.
We got some juicy
First rumor
stuff
of
here.
the day.
We got
First
some juicy
rumor
stuff I want to bring up. Let's bring it up. Let's bring up the whole thing about this is a big one. Batista says he won't accept Hall of Fame until he has his one more run. One more run in the WWE. So one more run. He wants one more last run in WWE before he accepts his Hall of Fame inductee.
That's interesting.
So, what do you guys thoughts and opinions about that?
I think he should get one more.
Exactly.
I think, if anything, I don't know. There's two sides to this. One, Batista's, definitely a future Hall of Famer, and it's a good person to have, a strong person, and especially now that he's even more famous with Guardians of the Galaxy, he can kind of fill kind of that Brock Lesnar kind of role, maybe. But the other edge to that is there's already so many people that aren't getting the pushes that they deserve right now.
Mm-hmm.
He can do a thing similar to a what do you call it? Goldberg
You know that he
type
wants
thing.
a title run.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
yeah.
what I'm
Definitely.
saying. He could do something similar to Goldberg. I know Goldberg didn't hold the title that long, but they could extend it, similar thing to Goldberg in a way.
Maybe.
They're not gonna
I
pay
see
another
both
match.
sides of it.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, I see both sides to that.
I honestly, I agree with you saying. I want to see Batista come back for one more run. I think they're pretty cool, you know, having Batista come back, and we could probably see a kind of. I want to say we would see a reunion with, you know, Randy Orton and Batista and whatnot, but we could probably see a tag team match going on with them. But if he does come back, Batista does come back, he'll probably come back to Raw. Who knows?
Well, what the heart wants and what is actually best are usually two different things. You know, we all want Batista to come back, but you know, somebody has to lose at his expense. And
What do you
there's
think, Soul?
already a lot of people who deserve a push.
Soul?
I think that it should happen.
Yeah,
Not just
I'll agree
personally,
with
but
that.
I mean, he was kind of a big deal the first go around.
Yeah.
You know, he is kind of like the Brock Lesnar type, but there's and there's ways they could do this without it hurting. I agree with Sheep about there's a lot of people that haven't gotten the push they deserve already, but there's a way they could do this without hurting those people. It could be he could come back as a face and go after Brock Lesnar type of thing.
Not Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar won't be in it.
Okay, well, assuming Brock Lesnar isn't gonna be there, that can't happen. But he could even have a rivalry against Triple H. It could be, because
Well, Bobby Lashley.
they ended.
Bobby Lashley supposedly signed the contract, so that
Oh,
might
yeah,
be.
that's another thing.
Oh,
I wanted
that's
to
kind
bring
of
that up.
that's been kind of a rumor, but
Mhm.
it was confirmed even last week. I just don't think we even talked about it. I've known about it for
Yeah.
a while, but I think they're
Yeah,
just
same.
waiting. He's just like a card in the deck that they're waiting. I think they're waiting for WrestleMania. I think he's one of those people that's gonna pop up.
That's true.
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 Okay.
I think there's ways of
Throw
pushing
another
Batista
rumor I
without
wanna
hurting
talk about.
anybody.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I mean, as far as
I'm
airtime
so
goes, though, it will hurt in a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, I
Yeah.
get you.
I know, like, yeah, I think I know which rumor Street really wants to talk about right now. Is it
It's not really a
Melina?
rumor. Huh?
Okay, yeah. Were you gonna talk about the Melina might be returning to the ring?
Oh, yeah. That was one of them as well.
Yeah, I knew what it
Melina
was.
might be returning back. What do you guys think about that, Melina returning back? Did you really like her?
Yeah, I think
I
like
didn't.
I
That was
did.
part of the. That was part of the time frame that I missed of
Oh, that you
wrestling.
missed?
I never really. I don't know. I don't have an opinion of her because I don't really know. I just know that she's in Mortal Kombat, and she's Katana's. She's Katana's sister. Sindel's her mom. You know, I know
okay,
that.
yeah, I think like okay, you just okay,
Honestly, I didn't really care for her back in the day. Honestly, I didn't really care for much of the Divas division back in the day, and I understand that. None of our views on the Divas division, or women's division, as to say, today are a lot different than they were back in
Back
the
then,
day.
they were all just eye candy, except
Yeah.
for Lita and Trish and a handful of.
And that's why I never really developed a like for the Diva division, because they were just eye candy. They were just there for,
Well,
you
but
know.
Lita and Trish weren't really. They put on shows.
I know,
They
that's
were
true,
wrestling.
but then still, I never really cared. I never really cared.
I really liked Lita, but I think that was more of a teenage boy type thing.
True.
But
Lita was
yeah,
my
I
favorite.
mean, she could return, do whatever they want to do with her. But
okay, did put some in the
The
chat
women's
also.
division needs more people, and if she can still wrestle and she can hold her own in the ring,
See, you think
maybe.
it needs more people. I don't think it needs more people. I think it needs better booking, honestly, and better storylines. I don't, like I said earlier, I don't know what they're really trying to do, other than having this whole
I agree with Street on this
first
one.
ever women's stuff, with this
Right,
whole
well,
first
I
women's
think
stuff.
that I think they're gonna do a tag team, women's tag titles, and that's where I say that's where the more women come in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is I don't really know what they're trying to do, other than giving women their shot of being equal to men. Other than that, I don't really know what else they're trying to do. And you might have just answered it with having a women's tag team division with tag team titles. That
I
could
think it
happen.
could be
Could possibly
interesting
happen.
and interesting pairings, and they're already doing the mixed match challenge, which isn't very successful right now, but.
So,
I think on a
that's
different
alright.
format. Nobody wants to go to Facebook to watch wrestling. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's true. Why is it even on Facebook? Are they
It's the
doing like
dumbest
some
thing ever.
promotion?
Facebook paid them a lot of money
Well, it's on the
to be like,
WWE
hey,
Network as well.
yeah, but you
Yeah,
got to
true
wait
it
like
is,
3 days for it to come
yeah.
on, and by then you're like, well, fuck it, who cares?
I seen I think one, and it was on the WWE Network.
Same
And
here.
after that, I was
I
like,
think I watched the first one or
30
two of
minutes
them.
of my life for this stupid
I
shit.
watched the first one, and I think I put one of them on while I was playing Fortnite or something. Yeah. On another day, trying to get through them, and I was like, whatever.
Let me.
But yeah, what other rumors we got?
Oh yeah.
Also,
Next
another.
one. Now wait, Ben. Not done. Let's bring up what Ronda Rousey had to say. She wants to see CM Punk back in the ring.
Yeah, I
Ooh.
seen that.
And we all can agree. We can all agree that people want CM Punk back, and
You think?
I think he would get. I mean, I wouldn't say
Is that
think.
guy
I
they chant
know.
for all the time?
Shut up. I know you missed that entire time frame of Raw. I mean, not Raw, but WWE. But I believe, and I know it will happen. It'll happen, and the crowd will go crazy. He'll definitely get a big pop if they book him correctly. And basically, everybody knows where CM Punk and WWE stands about him returning. It would happen, but CM Punk
They're not
wants
going
his
to pay
way.
him enough. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not going to pay him enough, and I think he probably wants to be a part-timer. He probably wants to do a Brock Lesnar. He wants to hold all this power over him and be like, I'm going to make y'all my bitch because of how y'all did me the first time. And that's where the line in the sand is. Until the demand is so great that WWE either does it or they lose a lot of money, they're not going to do it. Or until CM Punk's like, man, I could really use some of that WWE bank right now. Let me go ahead and just go ahead and acquiesce and say, okay, you guys, I'll take this deal.
Let's just bring this up of how we were talking about the mixed tag team shit. I'd like to see, CM Punk come back as a partner or a manager, or as Ronda a manager or something. CM Punk and Ronda together. That'd be amazing to see. Honestly, it would be amazing in my opinion to see CM Punk and Ronda on the same sides, just doing something like what Ronda's doing right now with Kurt Angle. That'd be pretty dope to see.
I'll
I don't
say,
know if
I
you
think
guys.
one problem WWE has is that they've got a lot of people and a lot of people getting buried and lost in the shuffle. And I think one way to alleviate that, I know it sounds dramatic and it sounds like it takes away power from other titles, but would be to create some more new, interesting titles. That gives, for one, it gives other people a title to hold. It gives other storylines. It gives other ways to create new things. And one of them I was thinking of would be like a mixed tag title. Like, for men and women, a man and a woman team. So, You know, however, like especially the couples, the married couples would be able to compete together, or brothers and sisters. You know, there's all kinds of dynamics you could have there.
That'd be
Even
interesting.
even later on, down the road, like uh, father and daughter or something like that. Ric Flair and I think Street got kicked.
Okay. Steve got kicked. Does
Yeah,
Steve
he'll
really
join
just
back.
get kicked?
Yeah, he'll join
Okay.
back.
Also, yeah. Do you guys actually see what I put in the Discord? Okay. See, this is actually. I think this is a little bit recent now. AJ Styles
I got kicked up
possibly
using that one
injured
too.
at the Madison Square live event.
What happened? Fill me in. I got kicked out.
Yeah. Okay. You can look at Discord. I put the
Oh
Discord.
yeah. About AJ Styles possibly got
And my
injured.
finger went disconnect.
Yeah, my thing just got absolutely just disconnected for no reason. Right.
Yeah, we all having problems here. We're gonna wrap this up soon. We'll just talk about a few more rumors and whatnot.
I don't believe AJ Styles
Yeah,
getting injured unless I see like an official post.
Yeah, true.
That could be just
Sorry,
clickbait leading to WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think so. One thing that I do know is true is that Jerry the King Lawler's son got his ass whooped. My God.
There's a picture of that too.
He got
What is that about?
Yeah, there's a picture on the end of his faces.
I kind of saw.
Like in a fight?
He got, I think, he got teeth knocked out. He got a broken nose,
like a
or
street
broken
fight?
eye socket.
No.
No, he got in like a drunk fight with another wrestler.
It was
and the other wrestler has been arrested for assault and serious bodily damage.
Wow.
And it was pretty bad. They said dude was drunk. Lawler was drunk. I don't know about Chase Stevens. I'm not sure what it was about, but I know he got effed up. But the Chase Stevens guy apparently was a Golden Gloves champion
Apparently.
back in his youth. So that, kind of makes it a little bit unfair, and Lawler is kind of older and out of shape. Never really was in shape, even when he was with Scotty 2 Hotty.
Yeah, true.
They weren't really physical specimens by any means.
No, they were more of a show. Like they were more
I
of a
think it's
show
kind
tag
of
team.
crappy of this Chase Stevens guy to just beat the crap out of him. But maybe
I loved that tag team though.
Yeah, they're funny. The Worm and all that.
You loved it because it was so good. It was so funny and so entertaining to watch.
Oh, and with
especially the whole Worm thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it was like
it was like they weren't really like in
they're
shape,
almost like they're almost like Brazongo reminds me of them, but Brazongo's way more athletic and better in the ring than both of them.
Yeah, Tyler Breeze is really good, and so is Fandango, as far as in-ring ability.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of.
I can't. There's I think a couple more rumors, but I can't remember.
Just looking at Discord, we got the one to talk about with the Roman Reigns thing about,
suspension. Yeah.
No, not the suspension. The whole steroids thing. And
oh yeah, he's cleared.
He's cleared.
Yeah.
No problem from him or Mark Wahlberg. Thank God. We're all worried about Mark Wahlberg. I know.
Mark Wahlberg.
Can't go messing with Mark. He's a
not
Boston
Mark
boy,
Wahlberg.
so
Boston.
you gotta.
Don't fuck with
Street's
us, Boston
definitely
boy.
affected if you go messing with Mark.
Yeah, don't fuck
Mark
with
and
my boy,
Donnie.
Mark.
Mark and Donnie. Can't go messing with those Wahlberg boys.
Yo, what is up,
Barbecue.
Do you
barbecue
guys wanna?
Podcast
Do you guys?
Yeah. Okay, guys. Let me know.
Do you guys want to touch base more on this this thing about we talked about earlier about Nigel being a face, or like becoming a face, baby face. Do you want to touch base on that? Like,
I don't
No.
think it's the wrong decision.
What's up? Has
you
10.
think
I
so?
think she should. I think she shouldn't be a face. I think she should be a monster heel, a
Yeah.
dominant, run you over freight train type person. You know, that's what she's supposed to
And
be.
I think of them going to this measure as a desperate measure. They tried to make her a similar type thing of Braun Strowman, but women's division, but they absolutely failed on it. And now they're trying to flip her over to a face as a desperate move. You know what I'm saying?
When they made
To
her cry, that was some like
Yeah, that
attempted
ruined that
serious
chance.
storytelling. That was like some kind of like let's turn this into some Dawson's Creek One Tree Hill type shit. No, no. Let's not. Let's not. I know it's sports entertainment. We don't need a message about bullying
Dawson's
and
Creek, One
women and
Tree Hill. That was
yeah.
pretty great.
Come on, we don't need that crap. This is
Oh my god.
some
I
Degrassi
actually.
shit. What's up?
Hang on a second. Hang on. I need to adjust. So right now we are at 10 likes. Right now.
so
Nice.
we have
I didn't even hit like it.
the matches.
You should.
WrestleMania. Obviously, we're gonna see uh, Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss for the title, and we talked about that and my conspiracy about how I think Carmella is gonna cash in with either Alexa or Nia Jax, whoever wins that. We talked about that, and I honestly 100% think that's what's gonna happen. I don't really think Carmella is gonna cash in on the SmackDown title, Divas title, only because of what you said earlier about then that means Carmella broke the streak. But then yet that won't really affect Asuka as it being officially broken the streak because if she cashes in right when she wins and she just does like a signature move or a finisher on her and then takes the title away, that you can't really say that's a match though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like
Right.
a
It's
cash in
more of
mode.
like, and I don't see that happening honestly. I don't see it happening that way. So that's why my theory is standing where it is. And I don't know if you guys agree with that, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I hear
Anyone
you,
who wants to
bro.
wish
That sounds about
anyone
right
I
to
hear
me.
you, brother.
anyone else to
Brother,
wish
Brother.
before we
any more rumors you guys want to talk about? Ben,
Let me.
what?
Yo, should we actually like ask the chat if there's any other rumors? Because I know like a match
There's
did get
one piece.
canceled.
There's one person watching right now, Ben. I don't think
Yeah,
we're.
Ben, this one person watching. Guess we should wrap it up. We basically touched base on everything that
Everything
we
that's
wanted
currently
to touch
relevant.
base on. Yeah.
I don't think there's anything crazy going on in any of the other promotions that warrants talking about. I didn't hear any crazy news about
I
anything.
heard
Yeah, I know
something
that
about I heard something about Adam Page is being a big thing
I
now
don't
in
know who
Bullet
that
Club.
is.
I heard something about that.
yeah he's actually going to be facing Jay White in a match for the
I
Jay
don't really
White.
IWGP United States Championship. That's apparently what's going
I don't
on.
really follow much of you know other
New Japan
promotions,
Pro
but I
Wrestling.
do look up some stuff. And I haven't really been following much about the Bullet Club other than the whole story between Kenny Omega
Cody Rhodes and
and Cody Rhodes. But I heard that Adam Page is becoming a big thing now. I guess he's going. There's some big things that they got set up for Adam Page, and there was rumors way back of Adam Page coming to NXT. I don't know if
oh
those
really?
rumors still stand, but
I don't know
if
either.
if what the article I seen about Adam Page is becoming a big deal
Well, if he gets kicked out
is
of
true.
Bullet Club, then we'll know he's on his way to WWE.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, there is actually like, okay, there is also one big match that I do know of that will be happening. Okay, so yes, it'll be the Golden Lovers of Kyoto Bushi and Kenny Omega taking on the Young Bucks in a tag team match, which is going to be happening in a New Japan Pro Wrestling live event, which I actually don't even know when that is, but I will let you know like, who actually wins it and what happens on it, because I do keep up to date with New Japan Pro Wrestling stuff.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think Street just wins.
It keeps
She's
kicking
looking.
me out of the damn party because of that.
All right. Well,
But
I
I'm
think
gonna
we can
send
wrap
you.
this up.
I'm gonna
That's
send
the
you guys a real
universe
quick
talking.
link. I'm gonna send you a quick link on Discord about the Adam Page thing. The headline
Gotcha.
Okay.
says
So much.
Adam Page on the Bullet Club becoming a big pop culture phenomenon.
Oh really? Oh wow.
So he's I guess he's
Whoops! I
working
was
with the
not supposed
Young
to click on
Bucks
my
at the
face.
moment.
Hmm.
Um. Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
I
we do
guess
actually kind
he's
of actually have 3 people
joining the
watching right
Bullet
now.
Club, like officially joining the Bullet Club stable and becoming a big thing. I guess they're trying to say is Adam Page is replacing what's his name,
Okay. Also,
Kenny Omega.
okay. So related articles. Yada yada yada
But
yada
yeah,
yada.
we can wrap it up since that's all I really have
Wait,
to say.
what's this? What the fuck is this?
Yeah, I think we'll call it. How about you, Saul? Anything else you want to add?
Okay.
No.
Guys, you might want to look at the Discord. I just found some. I don't know what this rumor is, but apparently it has been discussed.
I think we should go ahead and wrap it up before Ben finds information from somebody down the street that's been drinking too much and whispered something in his ear, and we need to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm not freaking like. Yeah, I've been like freaking looking it
I
up in
think
the
we talked about the
related.
Hogan,
We've
the possibility of
we've
a Hogan
covered
return
this.
last week. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, if there's anything big that comes out, we'll cover it next time. But I think this is a good stopping point.
Yeah,
We
we're kind of
basically covered
rambling
a
and reaching
few
here.
big.
Yeah, this is a
Yeah.
long podcast, but I think it's been a good one. I think it's been
It,
our
it
best
was
podcast yet. So
yeah, it was a
Well,
really good
we had a
podcast. There's a
pay-per-view to
lot
cover,
more shit to
so
talk
it
about.
made it
Yeah,
a little bit more
yeah,
stuff
true.
to cover.
definitely.
We had a
To
little bit of
Doing a little
pay-per-view
Fortnite
this
after this.
week.
Anybody hopping on for a few kills?
I can't.
Okay.
I gotta go to bed.
Dude, I've just found out
But
Okay.
who's replacing him.
All right.
I know who's replacing him.
Ben, we're ending the podcast here. Thank you everybody who watched,
Okay.
and we will see you
Thanks
guys
for stopping
same
by.
time next week.
Thank you guys for stopping
Yep.
by.
It's
Thanks
been
for
real,
Like and
guys.
stopping by,
subscribe.
guys. Much appreciated. Hit that sub and like
Yo,
button.
Hit that notification so when we go live, you know it. We go live at the same time
You
every
know
week,
it,
so I
bro.
don't see why you wouldn't know it anyway. But, you
And
know.
don't forget, guys, check out our channels, our main channels in the
Yeah,
description.
Sheepshifter
Make sure you
TV.
hit that
check
up.
out a little bit of Streetkilln.
You
So
can check out
Soulamazin.
Sheepshifter's channel. He's great. Streetkilln
Yeah,
HD,
of
that's
course.
me.
Also, please actually go check out the Benjamin Rivers channel.
Of
Nearly hit
course.
600.
Don't forget about him.
Gotta plug Ben in there. Just plug him in.
Actually,
Plug
yeah,
Ben in.
we are nearly
Plug
at
it in,
600.
So give him a
plug it
little bit of
in.
a push.
Oh, oh my mate.
No, we gotta give Sheep a push. Sheep needs that big push.
Yeah.
Yo, she.
Alright, guys.
Yo,
I am
Sorry.
the lowest.
Alright, guys. I'm gonna end it.
110.
Take it easy.
Peace.
That Wrestling
Alright, guys.
Podcast.
Take it easy.
Peace.
Okay.